Hey, what it do?
Ahoy!
What a way to set the tone for the week.
You lit son of a bitch.
That is lit.
It is setting the tone, right? We have set the tone.
Yeah.
You've come out very aggressive.
Yeah, dude, that song...
Please tell me why.
I'm sorry, that song slaps.
It does.
And that, you guys, you two,
Yeah.
Big Zuganic and Stevie Fire.
For the first time ever, Stevie Fire at a concert.
You will be seeing that live.
Well, and that's the reason why we thought we may not see Lit. I didn't know that I wanted to go.
No.
I have
now
to see,
you do.
I have
Now
to
you
see
gotta
Lit.
see it.
Well, wait. Didn't we choose Lit for that reason?
Right.
Yes, but we thought it was a lit concert. Lit is the opening act.
Yeah. You guys might not make it on
Well, I've
time.
heard they're only going to play for like 20-ish minutes.
Well, hopefully they play that song four
Well, it's
times
the-
in a row.
Yeah.
It's the only song they got.
Play it. We just did. Play it again. This is my prediction. If Lit only gets 20 to 25 minutes, we're going to get a song that you've kind of heard of that you'll probably go, oh, yeah, I remember this. And then they're going to get a song off a new album, which everyone will be like, eh. And then you're probably going to get that. It's like a 12-minute version of that.
Might I, real quick?
Yeah.
Can we clip that?
What?
Well, we got another sound.
We did.
Like a minute and a half into the show.
What did I
You just went, nah. Or something to that effect.
I'll find it. I wasn't even really listening.
Because I think Lit, well, he's too concerned about My Own Worst Enemy. And then what's the other
know.
one? They have like that miserable
Yeah,
song.
they have.
What's that go like? Sing that.
You'd have to
Belt it out. Let's go.
You'd have to pull that thing up.
Nah.
What's it called?
Miserable. I think
Yeah,
if you
miserable.
I think
It
if
was
you-
the video. The video had Pam Anderson.
yes,
In it.
and like where they like Pam Anderson swallowed them.
Yes, she was a giant, and
Yes.
they were just little guys.
Yeah.
On her bits.
So
I think that's my guess. That's the opener.
which?
Miserable.
Okay.
Because you'll be like, oh yeah, miserable. And then again, one or two songs that they're gonna try to be like, hey, we've got a new album out, and someone listen to us, and everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, please just stop.
Could you go
it.
get me a beer?
Yeah. And then I don't know if they have another song that maybe you've heard of, but whatever their third biggest hit is, you might get that. And then they'll finish it up with My Own Worst Enemy, and everyone will go crazy, and
Yeah.
they'll be like,
And that'll set the tone for the evening.
that will set the tone.
Hopefully you guys make it. So listen, I want to reset this because a lot of people maybe don't know what's going on here. Stevie Fire said that he has never been to a concert.
And that just, like,
And
I
we're
honestly
all
didn't
blown
think
away.
it was possible.
Yeah, we're all blown away by it. And so we were going through the concerts in town for the summer.
It's a soft,
Well, but Stevie likes the 90s.
yeah.
What do you call this classification?
Yeah, it's like late 90s,
It's
early to mid 2000s.
It's not punk,
Alt-rock.
alt rock, there you
alt
go,
rock.
alt
It's
rock.
alternative rock.
Yeah, he loves that. That's his
Alt rock,
genre.
hip hop. Yeah, that's my spot.
So
right
what
there.
better show to take him to? And Big Sook will be guiding him, holding him by
Yes.
his hand
We may embrace.
That'll be cute.
to A on Thursday. Then Lit,
Switchfoot and Fuel.
Switchfoot.
Tell you what. So I got
And
my
Fuel.
Coach Vaughn was asking her sister and her husband about it, and they're like, I was telling about the concert. They're like, dude, that concert sounds so awesome.
Well, it sounds like we got room for two
I know.
more.
I'm like floored that this.
Dude, it's going to be good.
Well, so the inception of Lit was somehow No Doubt got brought up on the show.
Okay.
We were talking about No Doubt, and like 1998 or 9, right when their big album came out, was that Tragic Kingdom, where No Doubt blew up.
Good album.
Yeah. and they played the E Center in Salt Lake City. And a young, plucky Jason Suchanek was like...
With hair.
With hair. Yeah. Bleach blonde hair, by the way. I think I was going through an Eminem thing.
Hot.
Yeah. So I rolled into the E Center because, like every 19-year-old, I had a crush on Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, who didn't?
Yeah, dude, she was the tease. So we rolled in there, and the opening act was lit.
Yes.
And they were great. The only song I knew was that, but they were phenomenal, and it took the crowd into a frenzy. And then No Doubt came on, and I don't know if like it was drugs or a hangover, but they sucked.
Ah, that's too bad.
It was really bad. And at some point, the crowd started chanting, lit, lit, lit. The crowd of Salt Lake turned on No Doubt, and they wanted more lit. And in that moment, if you would have asked me, who goes on to the 30-year career, it sure as hell wouldn't have been No Doubt. I would have been that plucky band Lit. Needless to say, no one heard from Lit again, and No Doubt went on to be huge. And that's when Stevie Fire was like, man, I love Lit. And we were like, are they even still around? We looked it up. Coming to ALNA. Next thing you know, we're going to be there.
Well, it's a big couple weeks here
at
the station because Stevie gets his first concert. We've got Juneteenth. We've got Candace Avalos coming on today.
Yes.
I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Portland City Commissioner. She's gonna get grilled by Big Sook.
Well, I'm going to be fair, but I would like someone to push back against the politician answers.
Steven said he reached out to 4 commissioners.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 of them, yeah.
2 blew us off. 1 said no, and she said yes. So I got to give her a little bit of credit.
I will appreciate her willing to come on, but it drives me nuts whenever someone interviews a politician about no one says anything, and no one ever pushes back. So I have got my little talking points, and I would just like to ask. I would like to ask some follow-ups.
So that'll be it.
And maybe she convinces me to screw the Blazers and let them leave.
What if by the end of it, we're all like, God, who cares about the Blazers?
Then I will give her all the credit in the world.
Yeah, they should leave town. Like Stat.
Get out of here.
Get. That interview, 5:25 sharp today.
Mm-hmm. And someone saying, my God, how's he never been to a concert? No one can figure it out.
I know. Every time we mention it, someone hears it for the first time and they're flabbergasted. It's just, I don't know. It's like, it's just sometimes.
Yeah,
some people aren't, I mean, he's into music, but he's never been to a show.
I love music. Yeah, I love music. I love all kinds of music. I've never really had the opportunity, never really thought it'd be that great. Like, I've heard live music at like bars and stuff, and it just kind of hurts my ears. It's really loud.
It is loud.
Boy, Steven,
I respect that.
He is an enigma wrapped in a riddle.
I think you're going to love it.
Yeah.
I think
I'm going to have fun. I guarantee I'm going to have a lot of fun.
You're going to love it. But at least you're not one of those people who doesn't like music. Now
that's psychopathic behavior.
It is. Yeah. You are a psycho. How could you not like music? I remember I told you a story one time. I was listening to eavesdropping on a woman behind me on an airplane say that she doesn't understand or like comedy.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. Yeah. I'm like, what? There are people like you in the world?
You don't laugh?
Yeah,
There's never a ha, a tee-hee?
No.
Nothing?
It's unserious.
Yeah.
I was like, God, imagine being married to her.
I bet she loves this show.
Oh, yeah. That's the person that didn't want the drops. Now, which is worse? If you had to
music.
Would you rather be around a buddy or your wife?
Wow.
And one of two things, they hate comedy and do not want to laugh. Nothing is funny, or they don't like music.
Dude, that's a great question.
That's hard.
That is hard. I got to go with I need comedy.
Yeah.
And I need music, but I need comedy more. Comedy.
But what are you going to do it like in car rides? Like
tell jokes.
I don't know.
Like I guess you
audiobook.
I guess you listen to audiobook,
podcast, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Or talk.
But the idea of basic fundamental things not being funny to someone, like that, not even like movies and comedy specials, but just in general, like no one, like you just don't find things funny.
Well, I think it's one thing to not have a sense of humor. Some people, some people just don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's another.
That's how I feel.
It's another to dislike comedy.
Yes.
Like, how could you, like, what? It just makes no sense. Anyway, there are people in the world like that, and Steven has never been to a show. He's going on Thursday. We've got that. We've got Candace Avalos today. We've got Juneteenth on Friday. We've got the Fan Golf Classic on Tuesday of next week.
A lot's going on.
Dude, it's insane around here.
You're going to Kansas City?
Yeah. That's where all the cool kids go now.
Of all the vacation spots in the world,
yeah,
Kansas City.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be gone a couple days this week, but don't worry about me.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Me and Stevie Fire over there.
Yeah.
Stevie Fire's coming over. He's going to host. Well, we're going to host together for a couple shows.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Well,
hot.
one show. It was supposed to be 2, and then that got swiveled down to 1.
Oh.
I already got booted.
BYU, Brandon.
Yeah.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be lit.
It is going to be lit. Well, I guess we won't get a full recap because the show's on Thursday, and we have no show Friday.
Yeah, that sucks. But that's also good because I'll be back Monday.
Full recap.
And then I get the full lit recap.
That's right.
Now, I also have to tell you, Stevie and I had a date on Saturday night.
Dude, this is the most social that Stephen Vaughn has been in 30 years.
Yes, and I think
That's
it makes
true.
him very uncomfortable. Our show is breaking him out of his shell.
Yeah,
And here he is going out, having the time of his life. He was having Coke Zeros, high-fiving with his son. I met Coach. She was there. She's wonderful. We had a great time at the Portland Fire game on Saturday night. And let me tell you something about the Fire Pit. Okay?
I'm guessing it was rocking.
Dude, it was on fire. That place is awesome. I'm serious.
Well, of course it is.
There's like 13,000 people in there.
Were you doubting the Fire Pit? I feel like you were doubting.
Yeah, I
you
kind of
doubted.
was.
Yeah,
I
you
kind of
were.
was. I was going in
You
thinking.
poo-pooing.
I was going in thinking this is a nice little environment. It is every bit as good as Blazers.
Yeah?
Yes.
Even with the, obviously
and
it's
we
not
had-
packed, but
Well, it was. I mean, it kind of was. The only areas that weren't
Do they
were pretty sparse. No, they don't tarp
They don't
off the
tarp
top.
off.
No, they go full. Yeah, full 300.
The only areas that weren't they were pretty sparse were upper bowl on the goal side or
Yeah.
the stanchion
Standards.
sides.
Yeah.
But even in the 300 level in the middle, there were people all the way to the top. Dude, it was a great game, and somebody made a free throw. Gustafson, I think.
Yeah.
Is that who made the free
let's
throw?
go with that. Sure.
No,
why
I don't think it
not?
was her.
No,
It was,
Angsler.
Angsler makes a free
Hit the
throw,
game-winning free throw.
with 1.7 seconds left,
And the crowd goes nuts.
and it blew the top off of the place.
Dude, the Fire Pit, they're already calling it one of the best environments in the WNBA.
And they do, and we talked about concerts. It is like a concert because they blast music the entire game.
Did they bless lit?
Yeah, they do. They do
No,
blast
they
music.
didn't, unfortunately.
There were famous people there. I think they introduced some influencer.
Yeah, there's a couple influencers there.
Yeah.
We didn't know who they
Dude,
were.
it's the place to be.
So what we're saying now is that the Fire is the place to be, and Stevie Social is now the cog
Yeah.
that makes the world of Portland go
I
round.
think that's right. The guy can't be kept in at night.
No.
Man,
It's crazy.
I hate this show.
Anyway, Papa Rop loved it. He was thoroughly impressed by the.
The olds love the WNBA.
Well, he loved the crowd. He was like,
Oh.
"This is unbelievable."
I just know the olds like it because of the fundamentals.
Right.
The olds love the below the rim. They love the chest passes. Yeah, they love the hustle and effort. The olds.
Ball movement.
Yeah, the ball movement. Yeah, the ladies and the olds. 1 and 2 for the WNBA.
Well, at one point, I think, and I don't know what it ended up at, but they show the stats up there on the big scoreboard.
Yeah, the old hustle board back in the day.
And the Fire were shooting better from 3 than from 2.
Well, I have stated this many times that while I do love the WNBA, I am also honest. I do not like intellectually dishonest arguments. And you can support women's basketball. It can be a great environment. But if anyone tells you that is necessarily a great watch at times, no. And the best example of this is I have more confidence in a WNBA player shooting a 20-foot jumper than I do a layup. And the faster you're moving, the running layup, it's like 50-50 at best. It's kind of like watching an 8th grader careening down and they just kind of huck it up. I don't know what that is, but somehow the layup is tough. Below the rim layup, but outside the ball handling and like the outside shooting, it's phenomenal.
You're not wrong.
It's incredible.
You are not wrong. Because once they get inside, especially if there's any type of defense, they have such a hard time
It's rough.
like going
Yes.
up for a layup. If it's a contested layup, it is more than likely a miss.
If I'm on a 2-on-1 at the Fire game, I would like to see an 8-foot jumper. Just pull up, have someone drive to the rim and shoot the 8-foot jumper. I think that's the sweet. Anything closer than 8 feet, boy, it's rough. Now we're in Angel Reese territory, and everyone has seen the WNBA layup. I don't know why, but that's a rough spot. Just is.
Well, we had a great time, and really, I'm burying the lead here because what I found out on Saturday night in the Fire Pit came from Coach Vaughn. And Coach Vaughn, Stevie's wife,
Yes.
she said that her aunt and uncle live next to the tire property
Yeah.
where all the tires were dumped on Mr. Nguyen or whatever his name was.
We have inside information.
Yeah.
They were on the news.
But the fact that the Vaughn family is directly tied to this, it's just it's a chef's kiss.
So they were on the news.
Yeah.
For some, I still think it's inexplicable that no one has any idea how those tires got there.
I find it impossible. I believe that this is an inside tire job.
But if you haven't seen that story, we talked about it last week, but there's a guy who bought a property, and by the time he closed, there were some tires on the property. He knew that. It was a big cleanup.
Let's also point off, this is off like 170th and Powell, and he's going to make it a farm. And it's like next door to a Chevron and a 7-Eleven.
And Coach Vaughn's aunt and uncle's house.
Yeah. I don't know what sort of farming he's doing there.
I think we know.
The tire situation, it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
Well, and they said around 75,000 tires.
Yeah. So by the time he closed, so there were some tires on the property. He knew that.
Well, anytime you buy property, I assume you're going to get some tires. I think that's just the standard, right? In Portland, off of Powell,
right.
You tell me you're buying a home off of Powell and you're not going to get some tires? Sorry.
You're going to get some.
You're going to get some.
But then he closes, he goes back to the property, and I still can't wrap my head around this number.
No.
But they are saying 75,000 tires have been dumped on that one property?
I didn't believe it until...
Dude, that's unbelievable. Do you know how much money... So you were making fun of his GoFundMe to raise money to remove the tires?
I was.
You said it's $5 a tire. Do you know that's over $350,000?
Then why is he... and this is my point. I still believe that there's some sort of inside job. Why are you raising $5,000 for a job that's $300,000?
Because I cannot believe, I cannot wrap my head around the fact that there are 75,000 tires. There cannot be 75,000
Also
tires.
this, how is it that no one, not the Vaughns, not the no one knows how 75,000 tires got there? How you close on a property within 30 to 45 days? How did you get 75,000 tires show up under the cover of darkness and no one knows? I'm sorry, it's a conspiracy. Unless aliens are dumping tires, this is an inside job. It's the only thing that makes sense. And also, I kind of want to drive by it now. I'm gonna need the Vaughn address, because much like when the Chub Shrub in Tualatin, I want to see. This is something I'm willing to drive. I want to see the property with 75,000.
Yeah, like, can we see it from the road? Like, can we see the tires stacked up?
You have to. It's 75,000.
There's no way there's 75,000.
I do wonder if Coach Vaughn's aunt and uncle were part of the inside job. Are they dumping tires from their house over there?
Well, I'm guessing.
We haven't heard back from them. I think Coach Vaughn reached out. I don't think she's heard anything back.
Well, this is my working theory: is that they're charging people to dump tires on that property. Because you're like, hey, if it's $5 to $10 to dispose of a tire, I believe that old aunt and uncle there are like $250.
Wow.
Or how about this flat rate? You give me $1,000, you dump as many tires as you can. I'm sorry, my neighbors. If one of my neighbors, if the power lesbians next door to me, who are great people, if all of a sudden 75,000 tires appeared in their backyard, guess who would know how they got there? Me. And if 75,000 tires do show up and I don't know how they got there, guess who's in on it? Me. There's just no way. There's no way.
I hate to say this, and I don't like to already incriminate Coach's family.
Yeah.
Like Suk just did, but I'm kind of with them.
Yeah. It's an inside job.
There's got to be some knowledge here.
Yeah.
Somebody's hiding something.
The only thing that makes sense.
Look, I like Coach Vaughn's family. It's a great family. It's not. This is something that they would do. They would be in on it.
See?
Uh-oh.
Exactly.
Wow.
They're up to shady business. They always have been. They always will. Those wards.
Wards.
They go after it.
Cannot be trusted.
I'll tell you what. I didn't know there was this kind of money in Big Tire, but I hate my neighbors. The two each side of me. I'm kind of thinking.
She's getting ideas right now.
Kind of thinking about getting in on this. Both of my neighbors are old and senile. They probably wouldn't notice for a while. They're going to take off for the Poconos for a vacation. They're going to come back. Got a little bit of a tire problem.
75,000 tires in their backyard when they get home.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, well, there's your Brad Boxberger opening prattle. Thank you. Good show today.
Lots to get to.
Lots to get to, yeah.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, where do we start? So we could start with today at the World Cup.
Yeah.
We could start with the Dundening of the NHL.
We've officially gone full Dundon, by the way.
And Thiago Splitter is out, although I don't think we start there. I mean, no offense to Dr. Splitter.
But I would like to point out that the media is back on.
They're back to Dundon being.
They're back to going full Dundon again.
Why?
they're he's
he's
the worst owner in sports.
I might be the dumbest person in the world.
Except that he just won a championship.
No, that doesn't matter. Worst owner in sports.
All right, let's start there. The dundening continues next.
Now, Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan. Chicago Bulls have found a new coach, and it's going to be former Blazers interim coach Thiago Splitter. Splitter was also a finalist, of course, for the Blazer gig. Did not get it. He'll now be the new man in Chicago. Trailblazers still looking for a new coach, but maybe they'll have an owner who'll get on it soon, as Tom Dundon can focus on the Blazers after the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup final over the weekend, defeating the Vegas Golden Knights and bringing Carolina their second ever NHL Stanley Cup. World Cup update from today. Earlier today, one of the biggest upsets ever. Cape Verde, they played Spain to a draw, a 0-0 draw, one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. Then later, a little bit later, up in Seattle, Egypt and Belgium played to a 1-1 draw as well. For the U.S., Christian Pulisic, he was limited in training as he manages a calf injury. USA takes on Australia on Friday, and the NCAA is asking an appeals court for an expedited resolution before the season kicks off in the Brendan Swordsman-Campbell case, hoping to get the case solved before the season begins. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, the services of Frank Gay. I mean, who deserves them more today than Tom Dundon? Okay,
it's been a hell of a probably 24 hours.
Yeah, well, he hoisted the cup.
Yeah,
Carolina did it.
And by the way, he was not. I mean, I bet you he was the 40th person to hoist the cup. And I do appreciate that in hockey, unlike other sports where we have to give the trophy to the billionaire drunk owner, James Dolan, that everyone hates and boos. I do appreciate that in hockey, like it doesn't go to the owner for a while. I mean, I sat there and was watching because I wanted to see when Dundon would get it, and he was probably the 40th person, and he hoisted it for all of 10, 12 seconds, and then passed it off to some of the other execs.
Out there in his hoodie and his hat.
Yep.
Old Tommy Dundon.
I mean, the exact same thing that you always see him in, and once again, we're back to this.
So wait. Yeah. What happened?
Oh, well,
because I don't pay attention to the chatter, but are people?
Yeah.
So remember,
a lot of people.
Multiple articles now, all coming out.
So we were talking as the Hurricanes are making their run.
Yes.
Who do you think I am?
That we can't wait for the mental gymnastics from Blazer fans or Portland media.
Yes.
About how they're somehow going to discredit or, make Dundon winning a title in another sport irrelevant to them.
Yes.
They were going to spin that.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying is they already have?
Yes.
Where do we start?
In 8 years, he took over one of the worst franchises in the NHL that was on the verge of leaving town, and he got a deal done, renovated the building, is putting $800 million in around the building in development. I believe they are the second or third winningest team in the regular season since he took over. I've been to multiple Eastern Conference Finals and just raised a Stanley Cup. And Thiago Splitter was one of the 3 finalists for the job. We know that. We know Chicago was interested. That came out about a week ago. Well, Thiago Splitter last night, I guess, agreed in principle to become the head coach of the Chicago Bulls. And without knowing at all, I haven't heard, I've read all these articles being written. We do not know what Chicago offered. We don't know what Portland offered. We don't know if Portland had moved on and Thiago Splitter was not the front runner. We have nothing other than Thiago Splitter is then going to be the next coach of the Chicago Bulls. And we're right back to the only reason Thiago Splitter is not the coach in Portland is because Dundon is cheap, that he doesn't know what he's doing, that he's a complete idiot. He's completely botched this. And, we're back to the cheap owner that doesn't know what he's doing and is going to run this franchise into the ground. When he has proof of concept, whatever you think of him, he has not failed at anything. And And the closest thing you can come to a sport that looks like the NBA, 82 games, similar, kind of structure. Now, obviously, the pay is different and all that, but the closest thing in structure to the NBA, and in 8 years, he's been without question, an absolute smash success and solved another small market team's problem, the exact same problem that Portland is facing, and we're right back to even people on our station and Bill Orem and Blazers Edge and all these people now and two national writers back to writing stories about how he's terrible.
But wait a minute, we don't know what happened with Thiago Splitter. Are we speculating?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go again.
Yes.
Well, can we just wait to find out? Maybe they had already moved on from him.
That's my... I was waiting to hear if... We just know that Thiago Splitter was one of 3 finalists and that Chicago was interested as well. And that report came out a week ago that Portland was talking to him and they were in those. We have no idea why Thiago Splitter and Portland aren't together. We have no idea.
But, I mean, if they really wanted him, they could have locked him up a long time ago.
Exactly.
They have him. Exactly. So they probably didn't want him. I mean, they were considering him, and they should. But...
And that's my whole point is, like, I like Thiago. He was fine. You can find someone just like Thiago Splitter.
Totally.
Like, he wasn't a head coach last year because he wasn't good enough. He was an assistant coach.
So the new spin that I've heard on this, again, that everyone's doing is, Rod Brendamore, who's the coach of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah.
And
he's kind of jacked.
Oh, he's not kind of jacked.
He's all ripped.
Yeah. Well, he's known as maybe one of the biggest physical freaks in NHL history. By the way, really cool story in that he won a Stanley Cup as a Carolina Hurricane player and just won one as a coach.
Right.
And by the way, still looks like he could go out and skate.
They said he's like the 8th person to ever do that.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's an incredible story, and he's Mr. Carolina. So the new one that is out there is the spin is the only reason that it worked in Carolina is that he has Rod Brendamore. And I would like to point out that Rod Brendamore was a minor league coach with no other option when Tom Dundon hired him. But that was lucky. It was just dumb luck. And the only reason it worked is because you have Rod Brendamore. And so everything else that happened is a fluke. And he just got lucky, and you can't find another. Literally, Bill Orem wrote a column today saying that what he's looking for doesn't exist because he found it once. There's no way he can find it again.
Yeah, his is if Thiago Splitter wasn't the Trailblazers, it wasn't what the Trailblazers were looking for, then who is? Like Thiago Splitter was the perfect guy.
Yeah.
Dude, this is wild.
I'm not kidding.
Orem in Orem's piece, he said that Dundon has not met with any of the Blazers coaching candidates in person.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
the guy last week, who's the guy that does the thing with Mark Stein? I forget his name. The NBA guy.
Yeah.
He said that the Blazers coaching search was dragging out because of Dundon's deal. Dundon's busy with the Hurricanes, which may have led to Splitter saying, "You know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting."
Yeah.
We don't know about that. But listen, if we told, I mean, take everything out of it and just rewind to like when did he get the team?
Oh, a couple months ago.
Was it only a couple months?
Yeah, because it was just.
But when we learned,
it was towards the end of the season. Oh, if you want to go way back,
that was last summer.
That was last summer, but he took over with a handful of games left in the regular season.
If I told you before they found out Tom Dundon was going to buy the team, okay, and I said, "Hey, Blazer fans, okay, Paul's dead, and that sucks. Mm-hmm. Jody, it's just been mediocre, and she needs to go. The next guy coming in, believe it or not, I have a little intel on him, and here is the intel, okay." It is that he owns another team in pro sports. Yeah. And when he bought them, they were about to miss the playoffs for the 9th straight year. Yep. They were 29th in attendance. He took over. They went to the playoffs 8 straight seasons, 4 times made the East Finals, just won a Stanley Cup, and sold out, I think they said 160 straight games. Mm-hmm. His season ticket revenue is up 222%. And corporate sponsorships are up 168%.
And they got a new lease.
As you said, he also renovated the arena and has plans for $800 million of his own money towards mixed-use development outside the arena. If I told you, without knowing anything else, that that's the guy you're going to get, Blazer fans would be doing cartwheels.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That's the guy you got.
Yeah.
And somehow, you ungrateful bastards are trying to make it sound like it sucks. He just won a title in 8 years. And again, I don't think it should be understated. I heard somebody, and I was like, whoa, is that true? Somebody, it was from one of the Business Journal publications, said this is one of the finest transformations in NHL history.
Yes.
They had missed. They were nothing. They were dead.
Yeah.
Instant turnaround when he took over, and a Stanley Cup within 8 years. Dude, that's wild that people are trying to make this out to be a bad a bad owner. It's unbelievable.
So it's just it's like this bizarre world we're living in. Now, I'm open to the idea that in 2 or 3 years that you'll look back and be like, yeah, this is rough. But again, from a proof of concept standpoint, the Blazers have done nothing of significance since the early 2000s. And yet the idea of the status quo and that's not the way things are done in the NBA, well, maybe that's a good thing that he doesn't want to do things the way things are done in the NBA, because there's a lot of trash-ass organizations in the NBA that don't do crap. So I'll tell you what, if the status quo in the NBA leads to the Blazers over the last 25 years, or leads to the Pelicans, or leads to the Wizards, or leads to some of this, then by God, I'm actually excited that someone came in and be like, we're not going to do things status quo, and give them an opportunity. It's just, and I knew it. I knew the moment they won that we would immediately go right back to it means nothing and he's trash. And sure enough, I woke up today and I hear the people talking about it and I see the reports and I see the articles and you're like, wow.
It's been a perfect storm because the Blazers make the playoffs for the first time in so long, and that was not expected. So there's a positive for Thiago. And then this happens where Dundon wins the Stanley Cup with the Hurricanes, and then Thiago takes a job the next day away from the Blazers. So everyone thinks, oh, it had to have been Tom Dundon not paying attention. I mean, I think if the Suns beat the Blazers and the Blazers miss the playoffs, nobody wants Thiago Splitter as the head coach.
Exactly.
Like he's just not a special head coach at this moment. Maybe he is. Maybe he turns into the next Phil Jackson.
Well, but wait a minute. No, we heard no one clamoring for Thiago Splitter over the last 3 weeks.
And that's the thing is when new ownership comes in, they bring in their own guys. Yeah. They hire new people. That's just what happens in sports in general in any business. And Tom Dundon's going to do that. I imagine Thiago looked around and said, all right, Portland wants me, but Chicago wants me a little more because it's new ownership. So it's not a big deal that he left. They don't need a coach at this moment. They don't need a coach for the draft. The season's not start. It's not going to start for a long time. Like, calm down a little bit.
Yeah, that's wild. See, that's weird that all of a sudden there's all this Thiago Splitter. Like, oh, how could you? If they wanted Thiago Splitter, they would have already locked up Thiago Splitter. Yeah. It's been way too long. So that's dumb. It's all dumb. This whole damn thing is dumb.
What an opportunity.
And now my blood pressure's boiling again.
The Rose is awesome.
It's all high.
Well, I'll just say I thought it was really cool because to me I was pulling for Carolina.
It was cool.
And I thought it was cool to see the Blazers owner who is obsessed with winning and at least has proof of concept. I take that to me as a positive thing. Don't know if it's going to work out here in Portland. Couldn't tell you. But I see the similarities between the two, and I love that someone who is obsessed, in his own words, with winning has proof of concept, and in 8 years he led them to that. I'm excited, and I don't know. Maybe I'm one of the few, but I was rooting for him, and I thought it was cool. Plus, I just think Carolina's a good story.
Great story.
And that whole thing from Brendan Moore to Bussy, who was their goalie, and it was a great series. And I love hockey. I love the Stanley Cup, and last night watching them win it was really, really cool.
There are the services of Frank A. Now, coming up next, we got to wrap up another championship. I was hoping we'd get a game tonight.
Yeah. That's the only downside is we got no Game 6 in the NBA and we got no Game 7 in the NHL.
We ain't got no game, bruh.
No, we got the World Cup, though.
James Dolan just won a title. I mean, if you're a like every squirrel finds a nut guy, I guess,
There was a report out of New York.
It's a decent argument. Like, that guy's one of the worst owners in sports, and he just won a title.
There was a report coming out of New York today. I forget where it was. Might have been in the Times that said an insider that works inside the Knicks organization said the best thing that happened to the Knicks was the last handful of years Dolan's been distracted by the Sphere and hasn't been paying attention to the Knicks.
Yeah. Well,
that's genius.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Because the Sphere, he seems to always be commenting on. His quotes are always about the Sphere.
The absentee landlord worked out.
You never see much about him with the Knicks. All right, well, the Knicks win. They beat the Spurs. We'll get to that. Wrap that up. Coming up next on The Fan.
AM, The Fan.
All right, now to the other sport that wrapped up over the weekend. The Spurs went out with a whimper, and the Knicks are NBA champions.
Yeah. At least Vegas put up a serious fight.
Yeah, the Spurs, I was really disappointed in. I mean, they were winning the game, but boy, that was a disappointing finish because that series, they looked like the better team most of the time.
I think I saw where they led 76% of the minutes.
But have you ever
had a double-digit lead in every game.
Have you ever seen a team at the highest level on the biggest stage look that good and then that inept?
Yeah. All in the same game.
Well, all in the same series. Like, that was every game.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
every time the Knicks went on a run, it wasn't long, but the Spurs were absolutely awful. And you have to credit the Knicks for that. But the vast majority of the games, like you just said, the Spurs were the better team.
Yeah, and this wasn't the Knicks. I mean, Brunson obviously had a phenomenal game. He dropped 45, but the rest of the Knicks had 49, which is... That's crazy. That's crazy unto itself.
Well, that game sucked.
I know. But, like, the idea when you look at these games... You know, it's one thing sometimes where, you know, some of those Golden State teams, like they would just bomb you out of the building. If someone ends up shooting, you know, and knocks down 17 threes and they score buck 30 on you, it's like you tip your hat. But dude, these games were played in the 90s. Like these games were played in the low 100s. And I mean, go back to the 29-point lead. They had 76 points in the first half and 30 in the second. Like the splits don't add up. You're so right that every game there'd be a 2.5, 3-quarter stretch where San Antonio looked like what we all thought going into the series. This is the best team in the NBA. But boy, when push came to shove, their offense was an abortion. It was so hard to watch at times.
Yeah, it was.
You know, they had no semblance.
Because a lot of it was just decisions.
Yes.
It's like, dude, what are you doing? It's not even, hey, you're getting good looks, just not knocking down shots. It's, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All down the lineup. Castle, Fox, Wemby.
Even Wemby at the end, I mean, in this series, he missed free throws. He had a chance to win a game with a jumper. But, I mean, Castle going 1 for 10, like the refusal to give Dylan Harper more run. By the way, how about Vassell's comments afterwards?
What did he say?
He said that Dylan Harper all year was... He said that he was upset about his role in his minutes, a.k.a. everyone knew, including Dylan Harper, that he should be getting more run and not being deferred to De'Aaron Fox. And I don't know what to make of Fox, whether or not, you know, the ankle, you know, maybe that just affected him more than we know. But I don't know if I've seen in NBA Finals that I could singularly point to someone and say, the reason they lost is him. And I know it was a collective effort because, like you said, a lot of people didn't show up. But De'Aaron Fox, for being a good player, for being an all-NBA, I think once or twice in his career, at least once, he's been an all-NBA guy. I just don't know if I've seen someone have a worse series. Remember when LeBron lost to the Mavericks, LeBron had an awful series. And he had just played average. They beat the Mavericks, but he didn't. That was the one finals where LeBron didn't show up. De'Aaron Fox made LeBron James look like, you know, Michael Jordan in the finals. If De'Aaron Fox just plays a halfway decent series, I think San Antonio, look, this thing is going 7 or San Antonio may wins it, but I mean, he's directly responsible for at least losing 2 of those games almost by himself. And then again, you know, last night he went, or was it 2 nights ago? He went 3 of 15 again. 1 of 8 from behind the arc.
Yeah, and he takes a lot of bad shots.
Yes. And the turnovers at times are atrocious.
That's him, though. Like, I feel like De'Aaron Fox...
So maybe it's not the ankle, and maybe that's just him.
I just think that's his game. Like, he's really hot, and he's really cold. He's up and down. Guys like him are like that. Like, there's a reason why De'Aaron Fox is not considered a superstar in the NBA.
Yeah.
As excellent a scorer as he is, we all know his game. Mm-hmm. And it's that, you know, sometimes it's a little hollow, sometimes it's really inefficient, you know. And that showed up at the worst time because that's him. Like, I just don't think anybody, like, if we didn't expect De'Aaron Fox to just take over the NBA Finals, but at the same time, I think the surprising thing is how bad he was. But I don't think it should be that big of a shock that guy's really high and really low because that's his
But
game.
I didn't expect that low.
No, and you're right because the Spurs were up double figures in every game in the series.
Every game.
In the first quarter, the Spurs outscored the Knicks by 57 in the series. So basically averaged up by 11 after the first quarter in every game the Spurs were. And then in the second half, the Knicks outscored the Spurs by about 48-50, I believe it was, in the second half. So they just couldn't close. And a lot of that is De'Aaron Fox probably, which is weird because Mitch Johnson relied so much on Castle and Wemby and Harper all throughout the Thunder series, all the young guys. And then in the finals, he resorted back to going to the veteran and Fox, which just was not working. I do understand it because Fox is still one of the better guys to be able to create his own shot on that Spurs team, but it just wasn't working. So you need to try something else. And I will say Mitch Johnson did not try anything else. He just kept going back to Fox.
Yeah, he said
Fox missed it.
He said, I'm going to roll with my guy. And
he did.
I think in hindsight, that may have turned out to be the worst decision that you could possibly make.
And they always say, and we said this many times about the Spurs during their run, when it looked like they were maybe out against Oklahoma City, it was always, they're young and you have to learn how to win at this level and you have to take your lumps. The way that series played out is a little bit of that. Yeah. If they stay together, they're going to learn from that. Yes. They are going to learn, I think, from having been beaten like that, they're going to learn how to better close out games, how to better minimize those mistakes. You just got to, as long as they're diligent about the tape and, knowing where they screwed it up, I think they're going to learn a lot from it.
Well, and
so some of it's just youth. Like that team, they just, and the Knicks, we've talking about the Spurs the whole time. The freaking Knicks are awesome. Jalen Brunson is awesome.
Incredible. He's incredible.
Really really well built team that played great defense when it mattered. And I think you just got to, you got to tip your cap to them. They're awesome.
Yeah, but I don't know. I tip my cap to him. But at the same time, I feel like
Spurs lost?
The Spurs lost. I feel like New York is really good, but there wasn't, outside of the 145-point dominant game by Brunson, where was that's not an all-time team. It's just not. And I know that the run and 16 out of 17 and all that, but there's very few times when I was watching that series that I think to myself, oh my God, the Knicks are just this juggernaut. As I was watching it, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe that San Antonio is pissing down their leg again.
Well, they're not.
I think it was the most unlikely team to win a championship going into the playoffs. So this is definitely not an all-time team by the Knicks. No. All-time run for sure. Not an all-time team.
No, of course not. I don't think anybody's saying that.
I think a lot of people are saying this is an all-time Knicks team.
No, I looked this up. So in the fourth quarter for the Spurs, this was their fourth quarter. They had 18, 16, 23, 29, and 19.
They just could not score in the
fourth quarter. That was their fourth quarter. And by the way, the one that they had the 29, that was the Wemby game where they turned it over and threw it off his damn back. They couldn't even win that. But you're not going to win. How are you with that lineup? You averaged less than 20 points in the fourth quarter. It's
crazy.
I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah.
And yeah, they will get better, and maybe Fox is healthy. Harper, the fact that their three best players are 20, 21, and 22, they're going to be fine, and they'll tweak, and Carter Bryant will grow up a little bit, or maybe they do move on from Fox and they find another kind of role player. They need to find someone that can spell Wemby, and maybe it's Cornette, maybe it's not, but they can't have him playing 38 minutes a night. We've seen that. You can't do it on both ends. So it feels like this is just San Antonio taking their lumps. It's just one of those where this was experience and immaturity, but all the credit to Brunson, all the credit to the Knicks, and that's a phenomenal championship. Again, maybe the most improbable since we saw, whatever, you want to go to the Pistons or whatever, but I will remember this as equal parts Knicks success and the absolute fourth quarter collapse of San Antonio every game.
I think what's happened now is Wemby has built some doubters.
Yes.
And that we didn't see that coming after they took out Oklahoma City.
No.
And yet now we're like, okay, dude, you're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to show it. And most of us think he will because he's just so good and he's so young. But it's not easy to win a title, man. And the Knicks did it. And so I just give them a lot of credit, although I think you're right in the sense that this in the pantheon of championship of finals losers kicking themselves,
Yeah.
I think the Spurs are really high, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't know, whatever team who lost last year, Indiana.
Yeah.
They might be kicking themselves, but they had an injury. They can shrug and
Tore
go,
Achilles.
They're also huge underdogs.
Yeah.
The Spurs are huge favorites going into the series.
Yeah, the Spurs of, I don't know, think of another, we kind of forget who loses. So there's probably not a ranking out there, but in the rankings of finals teams that really probably it shouldn't have gone down the way it did, Spurs have got to be really high.
Yes.
And that's really frustrating.
5 games.
But the Knicks, it's rare that we don't see a champion coming in the NBA.
Yeah.
Very rare. The last one was maybe Detroit, back with Rashid and all those.
Toronto,
Maverick.
Oh, Toronto, that's a good one.
Toronto and Dallas.
Yeah. Okay. So there's more than
It happens once in a while.
It's happened but to your point, it's happened 4, maybe 5 times in 25 years.
Yeah, I liken this more to like the Seahawks. Winning.
Yeah, they kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, winning the Super Bowl, and they're not. They might win another one, but it's not.
I think this was a one and done, but it was cool to see. I know Knick fan is ridiculous, but
wasn't it a little anticlimactic though, being in San Antonio?
A little bit. I thought that way about Carolina too. Championships are always better won on home court. I'll tell you what though, I know we're up against it. How many Knicks fans were in San Antonio? My God,
a ton.
Yeah.
Now I take it for what it's worth because it's Stephen A. Smith. He said it was like 60-40. He said it wasn't 50-50, but he said it was pretty damn close.
Well, my anecdote is this: since we were at the Fire game, I turned it on the radio on the way out of the garage.
Yeah.
And anytime somebody scored and you didn't know who it was, it sounded like the home team when the Knicks scored.
It's
same.
weird.
It was the same for me.
It was
too.
weird.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, who scored? The crowd's cheering. Spurs must have done something good. Oh, wait, no. And then she's like, Brunson for 2 again.
Dude, there was a lot.
Like, wow.
Knicks fans barnstormed.
Tell you what, there are going to be a lot of Wemby doubters now because he was not very good in that series. 42% shooting, 27, I believe, on threes. I think there were still some doubters because he's this you're really tall guys, still slender. But there's gonna be doubters now that this guy can't do it, and I would say,
especially against that team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think, it's like, there are guys that get this reputation. Peyton Manning had it in the NFL for years before he got over the hump.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, it took him a while to get over the hump.
It's usually about 6 or 7 years for someone to get over in Wemby. This was what, year 3 or 4?
Year 3.
But you gain this reputation of like, hey, I don't want to say choke,
But you got to prove it.
but
They were ready to hand him.
can't close.
They were ready to hand him the keys to the NBA, and Jalen Brunson and the Knicks said, I got this.
Brunson, what a stud.
Yep.
Okay, well, more on that later. We got to get to the points gobbler today in Brendan Sorsby.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Tiago Splitter, former Blazer interim coach, has been named the Chicago Bulls' new head coach. He was a finalist for the Blazer gig, but decided to take the Chicago job. Trailblazers still looking for a new coach. And their owner, Tom Dundon, he may have a little more time now as he can focus after the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup last night over the Vegas Golden Knights in Las Vegas, second ever Stanley Cup for the Golden Carolina Hurricanes. World Cup action today. Cape Verde pulled off one of the biggest.
There you go.
There it is.
Cape
Verde pulled off one of the biggest upsets ever by playing World Cup favorites Spain to a 0-0 draw earlier today. Egypt and Belgium, they played to a 1-1 draw up in Seattle. We got more action later on tonight. Team USA's Christian Pulisic, he was limited in training today as he manages a calf injury. USA faces off with Australia on Friday at noon. Braves right-hander Spencer Strider, he's going to be shut down from throwing for 4 weeks because of inflammation in his right elbow. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, welcome back. It is U.S. Open week.
Can I be honest?
You can.
I learned
We'd like you to be honest.
today,
Yeah.
about 7:15, I learned that it was U.S. Open week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Snuck up on you, didn't it?
Yeah, I just heard from, I was listening to my morning show, Walking the Dog, and
You have a morning show?
I do have a morning show. And sure enough, I heard the U.S. Open week, and I went, oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Of
all the things happening, I did not.
You weren't invested in the Bud Colley Canadian Open title?
No.
Yesterday?
I was not. Was that the RBC?
Yeah. Yeah, he was goffing his ball.
I do like the RBC logo. Does that do anything for you?
No.
It's a cool logo.
It doesn't.
It was the title sponsor for the Montreal Canadiens. And I like the little lion and the colors. But yeah, I learned that it was U.S. Open week and that it's at Shinnecock.
Yep, they're going back to Shinnecock.
Yes.
You know, I just learned something, and I think you did too today.
We're all learning something.
You said 7:15 this morning. Right about, I think, 1:45 this afternoon, you and I learned together from a very unlikely source that it is not Cape Verde.
No.
It is Cape Verde.
Verde is the word.
So they're in the news today because they played Spain to a draw, which is a huge upset.
Yes.
And yes, you can call it an upset even though they tied and no one scored.
Yeah. I watched some of that, and here's where, look, I'm not pretending that I know anything about soccer.
You got hot soccer takes.
I do got hot soccer takes. Because this does happen at times.
Buckle up.
This is my hot soccer take. Because I was watching.
All right, well, we got to get to college football.
Okay. Well, I was just watching some of the World Cup, and so
football.
I caught some of that football,
Yeah.
and then I saw some of the highlight packages. Spain should have won that game 4-0, and 4-0. That goalie for Verde's the word. My God, dude, that guy. Well, one ball just hit the post. Dude made at least 2, if not 3, incredible saves. 2 of them, the guy just from Spain just shot the ball high or wide. Like that could have easily been 3 or 4-0, and if it was, then no one cares. But because it was 0-0, everyone's
Well, hey, listen. You know, the Spurs can call themselves champions.
That's
Guess
true.
what? They are not champions.
Yeah.
Spain can say they should have won. Guess what?
They didn't.
They didn't win.
They did.
So you didn't.
You didn't.
So.
And by the way, the person who told us that is Donnie.
Yes.
From Ken and Donnie of the Advocates.
Who would know?
She would know because she has family from Cape Verde.
Yeah, the tentacles of this program.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
So,
and she's a huge women's soccer fan.
Yeah, she
and
loves
soccer in general.
But she said it is not, you're going to want to say Cape Verde. And it's still tripping Steven up in his updates.
Verd is the word.
It is Verd, like turd.
Yes.
So, pretty exciting news.
Yes. I have other exciting news, but we're trying to gobble.
We got to gobble.
Yeah.
We got to gobble.
I saw sports broad news, though.
Yeah, that's coming up on
Boy,
In the
how
News.
about that?
Well, we have an In the News segment.
Yeah, the whole thing.
So.
But now let's gobble. No.
How you think I didn't see that news blows me away. Yet here we are. We'll get that in next. But yes, the sports bra may be in trouble.
Yeah. We've been lied to.
But right here, college football, the gobbler, the Big 12 has acted, at least initially.
They have gone on the, I believe, the offensive. And they have another attorney general on their side.
Yeah, so this is Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports. The Big 12 has sued Texas Tech and various individuals, including Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, but not quarterback Brendan Sorsby, seeking a declaratory judgment and an injunction regarding the Big 12's ability to sanction Texas Tech if it uses Sorsby in a game.
Yes, and by the way, they are not dealing with this local BS. They have gone to the national, or should I say federal level.
So what this means is basically before the Big 12 falls flat on its face in court, it wants to know it will be able to enact its bylaws and punish Texas Tech and Sorsby.
Yeah.
So it is going to the court so the court can say yay or nay, yes, you can do this or you can't. So they're kind of being preemptive with it, which I think is smart.
And they're asking and expedited before August 28th to have the local judge. And I read the brief, and it's actually really good. He simply says that the Big 12 says in their filing, this judge way overstepped his bounds, but because by putting in a temporary injunction, because that's all it was. Remember, this judge is not siding with Sorsby. He's just saying we have to wait for this to play out in court. And the Big 12 makes an argument, and it's a damn good one. By having a temporary injunction, he's giving a permanent injunction because it's after the season when this gets decided. And he says for a judge that didn't want to make a decision, he rendered a decision. And they were saying, no, this needs to be heard by August 28th. Otherwise, they're basically saying what has been brought up is you can do whatever you want, get one local judge to grant you an injunction, and then the appeal won't be heard till after the season. They're like, the precedent that this sets is terrible, and it's already being used as a precedent in other cases. So they made a strong case, and on top of that, not only do they have the Oklahoma Attorney General, now the Kansas Attorney General is throwing in and saying, no.
Let's go.
We're on your side too. And now they're threatening Texas Tech and the Attorney General of Texas. So you got yourself a little bit of a border war now.
Always.
I love it.
Always on the right side.
Yes.
Kansas.
That's right.
We're always on the right side. We were anti-slavery, fought those ninnies from Missouri over it.
And now anti-Texas Tech.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the Big 12 lawsuit specifically seeks a declaration protecting the conference's ability to enforce its bylaws regarding gambling. A declaration that imposing such sanctions does not violate federal antitrust laws. A declaration that Paxton's threatened litigation against the Big 12 violates the Commerce Clause. So remember that Texas AG was threatening already. Well, the Big 12 is throwing that right back in his face and saying, okay, you can threaten all you want, but we're going to go to the courts and make sure this is legal. And then if it is, we're going to punish Texas Tech.
They're
Brendan
saying
Sorsby's not going to play.
They are saying that they have a legal right, and they actually lay it out pretty good, their case. They have a legal right to enforce their bylaws.
That's right.
Yeah.
But which I think is wild to think that they wouldn't have a legal right to enforce their bylaws, but that's what Paxton brought up.
Yeah.
Is that he was bringing up a federal law.
Yeah.
That, so, man, this stuff gets murky, but hopefully the Big 12 wins and Sorsby doesn't play.
I'll tell you what, I think Texas Tech was trying to play the bully, and it usually works, right? Tennessee did this. They did it with the NIL stuff. Nashville, Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt were able to do this. And most of the time, no one really wanted to to go any further. They're like, fine, dude, I'm not wasting money on this. You want the guy to play, you want an NIL, whatever. But I think what Texas Tech found is there is a line. And whether you agree with it or not, it feels like the line is this, that everyone is on board with this, and that from the Big 12 to every school in the country to 2 attorney generals, oh, by the way, there was a third one, the Utah attorney general. So now you have 3 attorney generals. You have 3 separate states that are all saying that they will throw in their full weight behind this case. Everyone keeps saying we want to find the line. Well, you just found it, and the line is Brendan Sorsby. And the only one that thinks that this is a good idea is Texas Tech, and I am with you. I do not think that Brendan Sorsby plays. I think Texas Tech has picked a fight that they thought they were going to be able to bully their way through, and it does not appear that the Big 12 and the other schools are going to be bullied.
All right, let's get to our stock watch.
Yeah! It's Primetime Stock Watch. What's all the hype? Are Isaac and Suk buying it or calling BS and unloading it fast?
Sounds to me like you guys are a couple of bookies.
Is the hype accurate or a bunch of hot gas? Before you buy or sell, listen close.
It's easy to grin when your ship comes in and you've got the stock market beat. But the man worthwhile is the man who can smile when his shorts aren't too tight in the seat.
Primetime Stock Watch is brought to you by 1-800-DIVORCE. When you need to take stock of your rights, 1-800-DIVORCE is on your side. Call 1-800-DIVORCE today.
All right, Stevie Freedom at the controls over there. Hello.
All right. We talked about this a little bit earlier. The Knicks. I don't know if you heard, guys. They won the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson named Finals MVP, and well-deserved. He was awesome, especially in that Game 5. Scored about half of the team's points in that win. So now I've been glancing around the internet, and there are a lot of Trailblazer fans getting all mad because Knicks fans are saying, Jalen Brunson is better than Damian Lillard. So I went ahead and I looked up some stats, guys. Jalen Brunson, in his career with the Knicks, he's averaged just over 26 points a game, just under 7 assists, 2.5 threes, 39% shooting. But in the postseason, he raises to 29.5 points, 6.5 assists, same type of shooting. Where Dame, his ages 25 to 32 season, he was 27.5 points, 7 assists. And in the postseason, it went down a little bit to 25 points a game, 6.1 assists, but also only shooting 41% from the field in the postseason for Damian Lillard. So, guys, I ask you, buy or sell, peak Jalen Brunson better than peak Damian Lillard?
I'll listen to the argument because of what Brunson just did. But I would also make the argument that had Damian Lillard been given this team, I think he could have done something similar. And the weird thing, every one of those Knicks, the Blazers could have had. The Blazers could have built this Knicks team. This was all basically done via, you just would have replaced Jalen Brunson with Damian Lillard. Now, Brunson took a pay cut to allow some of that, but Karl Anthony Towns was the guy the Blazers could have had. Bridges, they had Josh Hart. OG was another guy that Portland was always rumored to go get. They could have built this team. So I personally, watching peak Damian Lillard, I would rather have peak Damian Lillard. But I understand the argument because proof's in the pudding. And Jalen Brunson just ended a 50-year drought, something like that for the Knicks. So I get it, and he'll always have that. But to me, peak Damian Lillard is better than peak Jalen Brunson.
I'm going to say yes, he's better. I buy it. Brunson somehow is still undervalued, and I don't really get that. I guess maybe it's just his size.
Yeah.
I don't know why we can't ever change our opinions. We sold Jalen Brunson short, and he proved us wrong.
Yeah.
So, yes, he's better. He just won a title. He just wants to let his team do a title. He can get his shot off anywhere. I mean, my God, he was going right at a 7-4 guy.
Yeah.
And making shots. He scored 45 in the
He didn't have a great series other than he had the closeout in game 1.
Dude, he is, I don't know. It's so weird. We get an idea of a guy in our head, and that's it. He cannot change that. That's dumb. If there's any guy in the NBA that should have changed opinions in the last 10 years about him, it's Brunson. Yeah. He's awesome. So I think Brunson is better than Damian Lillard.
I actually agree with you, Isaac. I think this series, just winning the title just elevates it a little bit. I don't think you can go wrong either way, though. I mean, they're both
just once I would have
both incredible players. Because you're right. Like, what if you put peak Dame on this Knicks team? Are they winning the title? Probably.
Damian Lillard to me is my favorite Blazer that I've ever watched, and the shame of it is, it got wasted here. I would have loved to have seen what he could have done with a real roster built around him.
Guys, move on.
We'll never know.
And it is funny you mentioned that, because I remember years ago I got a list of players that Damian Lillard wants to play with, and like OG was on it, Mikal Bridges was on it, Lou Dort was on it. It was all just guys that play tough defense. And the Blazers went out and got CJ McCollum and Norman Powell.
I think it's really sexy.
All right, well,
Norman Powell. Jesus.
Great pickup. Then, they had Gary Trent, whatever. All right, speaking of NBA, the NBA draft is coming up next week.
Wow. We're off that day. The draft is on Tuesday, and we're going to be out at the Fan Golf Classic.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, Tuesday, Fan
Golf
Classic.
So we're going to air
Good thing the Blazers don't have a pick, so.
We're going to air the draft here on the Fan.
Yeah, we'll have the draft right here on the Fan here, 105.1 and 1080, the Fan, I think. But how about this, guys? There is still debate on who the number one pick's going to be. It looks like it's probably going to be BYU's AJ DeBonsa, but Darren Peterson is a guy who has been moving up and down the draft boards all season long. Well, it has come out that Darren Peterson, the former Kansas guard, he visited the Washington Wizards, who do own the number one pick in next week's draft, but he does not plan to meet with any other teams. He is refusing. He says, I will only visit with the Wizards, who have the number one pick. He will not visit anyone else. The Jazz have pick number 2, while AJ DeBonsa did go visit Utah and talk to the Jazz. Now, this isn't out of the ordinary. This did happen last year. Jazz actually selected Ace Bailey with the 5th overall pick. Bailey refused to go talk to Utah. Utah said, we don't care. We're going to pick you. So, guys, buy or sell. Darren Peterson is very talented, just like Ace Bailey. He is so talented, he will be selected number 2 by the Utah Jazz, despite not talking to them.
I don't think he will.
Oh, no?
No, I don't. He's trouble, man. And this is another example. Again, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like you said, it's happened before.
Happened last year.
Happened last year. But Ace Bailey, what did Ace Bailey do as a rookie? Was he that great?
No.
Exactly. And I'm not saying Darren Peterson isn't.
Same type of games, too. Like, wings that chuck a bunch of shots.
He has a problematic team around him, and this is another example of that why would you only visit Washington? Dude, you're not going number 1. I mean, maybe he is, maybe we don't know something, but I don't know. He's trouble, and he'll be good in the NBA, but you have to deal with everything that comes with him, and I think he's going to slide because of that.
I still think they take him. I just don't think there's another guy with that kind of upside. Everyone in the NBA gets a Staboner over upside. And
what's a Staboner?
Wouldn't you like to know?
It's a growing pain. Anyway,
what?
It's from an old
growing
80s.
pains.
Yeah, it's from an old 80s sitcom. Remember his best friend? Kirk Cameron's best friend. And I don't even know if his name was Boner.
Oh,
and
that's
his name
right.
was Richard Stabone. And that's
right.
why they call him Boner.
Yeah.
So every now and then when I hear that, I always think of Stabone.
No dong, no belief.
The Staboner. So, anyways, just one of those weird references.
I need to see
popped into
dong.
And I just don't think the upside of those other, because there's really only 2 other guys that are in that kind of classification. And I don't think people think Boozer has that sort of upside. And then you get into Love. I just think they'll say he's immensely talented. We'll figure it out. Just like they did with Ace Bailey. He's tremendously talented. They'll figure it out. And the NBA is full of $1 million bodies and 2-cent heads. So why not get another one?
Fits right in. I'm actually with you, Suk.
Yeah.
1-1 there. Split it with you guys. I'm with Suk in this. I think Peterson is the most talented guy in the draft. And I think NBA guys look at that and say, we need him on our roster. We'll figure it out. We'll deal with everyone else. We need that guy on our roster because dudes win finals. It's not about attitudes. It's about if you got the most talented guys. I think Darren Peterson's the most talented guy in the draft.
You know what I think he is, though? I think he's De'Aaron Fox.
He could be.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, that's kind of his style. Anyway, can I have a Staboner update?
Yeah.
And I hate to.
Oh, is the Boner dead?
The Boner committed suicide.
Oh.
In 2010.
No.
Yeah, they found him in a wooded area of a sprawling downtown park in Vancouver, Canada.
Oh my God.
Yeah, his name was Andrew Koenig.
Is that because he was known as Boner?
Well, no, I think he looked, he had other stuff going on. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know what else he did.
But he was 41 years old. Rest in peace, Staboner.
The Staboner. Well, now you know if you ever hear Staboner, that's where that comes from.
All right. That is Stockwatch, brought to you by Goldberg Jones. When it comes to divorce, custody, or child support issues, trust Goldberg Jones to help. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Phone questions answered at no charge.
How about this? He was the son of Chekhov from Star Trek.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that played Chekhov in Star
Big
Trek.
shoes to fill.
Yeah.
In the news is next. Is the sports bra coming off?
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Chicago Bulls. They have found their new head coach is going to be Tiago Splitter, the former Blazer interim coach, heading over to Chicago. Splitter was, of course, a finalist, according to sources, for the Blazers gig. The Trailblazers still be looking for a new coach. But now their owner may be more focused on it as Tom Dundon and the Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup final last night over the Vegas Golden Knights, the second ever Stanley Cup for the Hurricanes. World Cup update earlier today. Cape Verde pulled off one of the biggest upsets ever in World Cup history by playing World Cup favorite Spain to a 0-0 draw earlier in the day. And then up in Seattle, Egypt and Belgium, they played to a 1-1 draw as well. For the USA, Christian Pulisic, he was limited in training today as he manages a calf injury. USA taking on Australia on Friday. That game is going to be at noon. Braves right-hander Spencer Strider, he's going to be shut down from throwing for 4 weeks because of inflammation in his right elbow. And the NCAA is asking an appeals court for an expedited resolution before the season kicks off in the Brendan Sworsley gambling case. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, nice to have you along. It is June 15th, 2026. It is time now for In the News. I am your noted newsman. It's brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. And Ken and Donnie were just in the house today.
Yeah.
Ken looking svelte.
Fresh new material.
Yep, you'll be hearing it soon. You might even hear some R-rated drops from them.
Yeah, it was a whole recording session today. We riffed.
We sure did.
Apparently, Ken and Donnie worked blue.
Today is Fly a Kite Day.
You stated that...
I think it's one of the dumbest things you could do.
Yeah. Not a big fan. Now, I haven't flown a cape in years, but when my kids were little at the beach,
whoa.
we flew some kites.
You haven't flown a cape?
Oh.
It's kite. Not cape.
Now, to be fair, I also have not flown a cape. A cape or a kite.
We didn't see any capes at the game.
That's disappointing.
The other night.
Make the fire great again.
I was
Bring
too.
a cape.
Every time on the big jumbo board, I was looking for capes. There are no capes to be found.
Now, given my choice between a kite and a cape, I'll take a cape. But I have not flown a kite in years. When my kids were little at the beach, we flew a kite or two. It's a fun beach activity.
It is also National Megalodon Day.
Oh.
The extinct shark.
Yeah. Not according to some. It's down there.
What is that?
They think it's down there still?
That's the same guy that thinks gay Bigfoot's out there. He thinks that straight Megalodon is out there.
Huh.
I've watched a couple movies starring Megalodon.
That ain't no bird.
It'd be kind of cool to see a Megalodon.
Well, yeah, I think it'd be cool to see any prehistoric animal, right?
Well, it's not prehistoric if it's still alive.
That's true. Yeah, I was a sucker for that. I watched a thing on Megalodon once. They had Titanoboa. Because not dinosaur style, but if you go back far enough, we had modern animals just like way bigger, and that's always kind of
wild.
Yeah, a shark that's like twice the size of a killer whale. Yeah, that'd be pretty terrifying.
Well, over the weekend, you alluded to it, but the sports bra took it in the shorts.
Yeah, the sports thong. Like, we were made to believe that the sports bra was just the, just crushing it, and they were
killing it.
Yeah,
they're not. This is from Oregon Live. They put out a piece saying that the sports bra is currently facing major financial struggles, reporting widening operating losses and declining revenue despite its initial success. To address this, and we talked about this part, they are launching a $1.2 million crowdfunding campaign to secure a fresh cash infusion and support a national franchise expansion, which would include locations in cities like Boston, St. Louis, and Vegas. And they want to open another Portland location. However, it does seem that recent financial statements filed during their latest fundraising effort, Oregon Live got their hands on those and said,
don't.
It's not going great.
No,
revenues are dropping.
What's odd is that they initially got like an $800,000 crowdfunded to get that thing going, and people were like, "Oh, this will never work," and then rightfully so, they were like grandstanding and talking about how great it was, and the lady, was it Jenny? What's her name?
Nguyen.
Yeah, Jenny Nguyen. Like she's hosting like WNBA like commissioners, and
well,
it turns out behind the scenes all along, it's been taking a big giant steamer.
Well, I mean,
we knew that was a tough business model, but if it was going to work somewhere, it was going to work in Portland. And no offense, but if you're investing in the sports bra at this point, why don't you invest in Live Golf? Because it kind of sounds like it's the same thing.
It doesn't mean it can't work.
It's not working though.
Well, it just depends on who owns it. Like, I don't know. I've been around the bar business long enough to know that it's not often the concept that fails.
Yeah.
It's the people who run it that fail. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I think this concept is a tough putt, which is what we were talking about at the very beginning.
Well, it is. There's no question. But it's been, I don't know. They've garnered a lot of press. I mean, they got something with it.
Yes.
It's just maybe they're spending too much money. You know, like the bar business it's a tough. Generally speaking, the bar and restaurant business is a very tough business.
Yes.
And so it's not surprising to see them struggling, but at the same time, we don't know, like if revenues are down, you got to stop spending money. Like you got to cut. Like, I don't know. I think there's part of me that thinks maybe just because it's so in the news and it's been a big thing for Jenny and whoever's on her team, that they just are doing everything to make sure it doesn't fail. And oftentimes you kind of have to look in the mirror and say, look, it's not working, or we have to cut here, or we have to change this, or we have to do,
But it's just weird.
And maybe they're reluctant to do that because they've garnered so much press.
Well, because they have. I mean, for a failing business, I don't know if anyone's gotten more press. But the idea that you're going to dump another $1.2 million and open it in other cities when it's not working in the city that you have, which would be the most friendly city for this, it's
a tough putt.
Seems interesting,
as you say.
Yes.
Pleasure boat creates displeasure.
Pleasure boat.
Yeah. Have you ever been on a pleasure boat? A pleasure cruise?
I wish.
They're out there.
Is that like one of those weird sandals sort of? Like they have those like swinger islands you're supposed to go to. When I think of pleasure cruise, I think of that.
I'll just lick you.
Oh boy.
Oh. No. This was in Portland, Oregon. 5 people had to be rescued Sunday after a pleasure boat caught fire and sank on the Willamette.
I did see boat on fire, and I'm not going to lie.
Willamette.
The first, because I did not read the story, but I did see boat fire rescue.
Yeah.
My first thought, streetmen.
Pleasure boat? Oh.
No. Well, because, the streetmen have taken over abandoned boats on the river.
Yeah.
And they live out there. Because the streetmen they're very, the ingenuity is off the charts. And a lot of times the streetmen do light things on fire. So I when I heard that, I was like, squatter boat caught on fire. And
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This had people
I
on
jumped
it.
to conclusions, and I'm sorry.
This had people on it and everything.
Well, so does streetmen boats. They're people.
Well, like real people.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
It's a joke.
Wow.
Joking. It's a joke.
Damn, whoa.
The call came in approximately 2:52 p.m. on Sunday. What were you doing? I was watching Bud Colley win the Canadian Open, I think.
At what time?
2:52.
On Sunday?
Yesterday. What were you doing?
Not being outside because it was really hot as balls.
Crews from the Central East Side Station on the Willamette River were dispatched to a reported personal pleasure boat on fire. Fireboat 21 arrived and confirmed a small personal pleasure craft was on fire. People nearby witnessed those aboard jumping off the boat. Passing boats in the area helped retrieve the 5 people from the water. And all 5 people who were aboard were found and taken to shore.
Well, that's good.
All 5 sustained injuries, but none appeared to be life-threatening, and they were transported to the local hospital.
Well, kudos to the first responders out there. You always see like those rescue boats, but I've never seen one in action.
Well, this was apparently it was just other boats. Like I said, I mean,
yeah,
it was just other people that were there. It's like,
that's
hey,
true.
you want to hop in our boat?
Well, you know what? Then how about this? Kudos to the good Samaritans out there.
Do you hand them a brewski or a a pop.
Well, I mean, if you've
Once
been,
you pull 'em
if
into-
you've been injured, I don't know. Maybe you just get a medical care. I'm not sure if you're injured that a beer is what cures you.
Oh, it isn't?
No, I wouldn't think so.
What about some whiskey?
Well, that goes without saying. Pour a little on the wounds, and then
Yeah.
there might have been.
Tourniquet, pull it with your mouth.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
will-
I know you got a 3rd-degree burn there, but how about a shot of this Fireball?
Coming up next, let's go Jordan. This is in the news on The Fan. All right, welcome back. You are listening to The Fan with Isaac and Suk. This is in the news for June 15, 2026. Hello. Watching this mean Saudi Arabia Uruguay game. It's actually a really good game.
Yeah.
And those pesky Saudis
1-0
are leading.
Now, are they better than
No, Uruguay was a big favorite.
Yeah, Uruguay, big favorite.
I think Uruguay won the first 2 World Cups, if I'm not mistaken. I thought this was Argentina for a second. I got my...
They do have the baby blue.
Yeah, my blues confused.
University of Portland has been selected as a World Cup base camp for the Jordan national team.
Oh, well, that's fun.
So go Jordan.
It has been kind of neat to see all the different world squads, like up in Spokane, like training at Gonzaga. It's neat that they're kind of dispersed, and it's really cool to see some of the communities rally around these teams.
Yeah. Well, it's happening in Lawrence, as you know.
Yeah.
With Algeria. Rock Chalk, Algeria.
Hell yeah.
Soccer City, USA may not be hosting matches in the FIFA World Cup, but it will host one of the 48 nations competing in the tournament, as University of Portland will serve as the base camp for Jordan's men's national team. I already told you that, though.
Yes.
That's really the only story.
That's it?
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
That's cool.
They're going to practice there and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, can you go watch? Is it going to be open to the public? Or I don't know anything about Jordan other than they're now at UP.
This is their first appearance in the World Cup. They play Austria in Santa Clara.
Uruguay 1-1.
Goal! They tied it. Those Saudis. God, look at the lady has a baby in the...
Well...
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
How old was that baby?
I don't know.
3 months?
The World Cup fans are fantastic.
Jeez.
Well, don't ask questions.
So Jordan plays Austria and Santa Clara on June 16th. That would be tomorrow. But they will be back to Portland between matches.
Kind of weird they're playing in Santa Clara. I guess not every game's in the same stadium, but they'll be West Coast. So maybe Portland's a nice, if they're between Seattle and Santa Clara.
They say the field is closed to the public, but some supporters were invited to watch the team train, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out.
I guess.
I mean, I don't
And they called it one of the best grass venues in the Northwest.
Mm.
It's a no-brainer for FIFA to want to be here.
I will say that the grass in the NFL stadiums looks amazing. It's pathetic that we can do this for the World Cup but not for the NFL.
How many football fields would fit on a soccer pitch? Do you know the answer to that?
I do not.
These fields look huge.
I know the soccer pitch is bigger, but I don't think you could put multiple football fields.
Well, we have drowning recaps to do here.
Yeah, you knew this was coming. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and she was doing the Barton to Carver float, and she said that the boat came out and got everyone out of the river, and they were doing some searches.
A lot of people in the water Sunday. A lot of people.
And then it was ice cold. She said the water was, because as hot as it was, she said the water was shockingly cold.
On a busy weekend, Clackamas Fire says they can have anywhere between 8 to 12 calls. Saturday, a teenage boy fell off a jet ski and drowned. He said no one was there to help him. We had crews here early. He was underwater the whole time. We were never able to rescue him and get him out of the water in time.
How old?
The sad thing is life jackets save lives.
Yeah.
That would have made a big difference on that call.
How old was he?
He was a teenager, they said.
And just the idea that you're going in these, it blows my mind that people don't wear life jackets. It's just, man, be smart out there. I mean, I know it's hot. The water's ice cold. And you just, is the life jacket not cool? Is that what it is? It's just viewed as like a boomer sort of thing.
You know what I think it is?
I'm a good swimmer, and I always wear a life jacket.
Can I just say that I bet you a lot of it is for people that they don't have one.
Yeah.
And they don't want to buy one for one trip to the water.
That's actually probably really accurate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then do they have it? Can you rent them out at these places?
You can't rent them. You can rent them from places, but I don't think you can. The Barton to Carver flow, I mean, you're just putting them in a parking lot, and away you go. I know, like in Bend, when you do that river float, because that's set up where, like, there's a place you can rent tubes. They have life jackets, but the Clackamas and the Sandy River ones, those are just kind of, people just dump in at the same spot and go. And I think a lot of people assume, too, that those rivers are really shallow, and so there's nothing to worry about. But there are deep places. There's some whirlpool, like jetties that you can get sucked in. I mean, it's not all... It's just... We just underestimate the dangers of water.
Lincoln County sheriffs are investigating the drowning of a Newport teen in the remote Silets River Gorge. This one jumped from rocks into the gorge near Logsdon and struggled to return to shore.
That'll happen too. But again, this time of the year, no one expects the water to be that cold. And then you throw in all the booze on top of it.
The search is underway for St. Helens City Administrator after he entered the Columbia River and never surfaced.
Just decided to go in the Columbia River? Who swims in the Columbia River?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people on the beach out there.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Running their dogs up and down there.
Yeah. He just decided to go
sunbathing
in there and
take a little dip.
Yeah.
Well, he's not dead. Well, maybe he's dead.
I'm
probably
guessing,
dead.
yes.
But we can't say that yet. So
when's the last time someone went missing in a river and then a day later they were like, we're okay.
I've been underwater the whole time.
Yeah. You know, look, I know two things. If you go missing in the woods, you're not coming out of the scraggly woods. And more certain than that is if you go missing in the water, you're not Aquaman. You're not bouncing up hours later.
So they search and rescue immediately started. The search was paused at 3:30 a.m. Sunday. He was not located. They have resumed efforts, but
it's recovery efforts at that point.
No additional details. Oh, they have those underwater remotely operated vehicles.
They do.
Yeah, they can put it underwater and it'll search
out the body.
Yeah, that's what they're.
It's like a Scuba Steve sort of thing.
That's what they got deployed at the moment.
Interesting. By the way, I do have an answer for you.
On what?
The elite matches, which the World Cup would qualify for, the field has to be between 110 and 120 yards.
Oh.
And the widths must be between 70 and 80 yards. So a football field is 120 yards, end zone to end zone, and then I believe it's 53 and a half yards wide. So it is... it's
about the same.
But it's much wider. Yeah. I think that's why...
Well, it looks...
It looks.
Bigger, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're literally talking about if you go 80 yards, that's 30 yards, 15 yards wider on each sideline. That's a big difference. But lengthwise,
enormous.
It's about the same.
We're getting some hot tips on the tire property.
Are we?
Well, I mean, I can't verify, so.
I do kind of want to drive out. Is it trespassing if I just go trouncing around for a bit? Is he on the property? I want to go look at the tires.
What do you think? He's like living in the tires?
Well, I don't know. He bought the home. What if he's hanging? I just want to go check out the tires.
I don't think there's a home. I think it's just a
No, there was.
Was there a home?
Yeah, because I remember seeing some photos and online, and there's some sort of structure there. I don't know. I
can't see it.
I just want to see what. I want to see what 75,000 tires looks like. What if I want a tire?
Again, do you really think there's 75,000 tires?
That's why I want to go see.
There were a lot, though.
Yes,
the
there's
photos. It is. I didn't.
Crazy.
I did not believe you could have that many tires in one spot. I'm also asking, are some of those tires like good? Can I go take some tires?
I need some new tires.
If someone needs tires, can I go? So what about a tire swing? That a thing once? They grind up those tires or something? There's got to be a way.
Yeah, you could make a tire swing business out of that.
I don't know how many people have those anymore, but I think those went the way of like moonshine jug bands. But
why?
I think the steel radial belts probably dig into you. I'm not certain that aesthetically. Look, unless you're like Grapefruit Joe and you're setting up a little house on the prairie, who's putting a ratty old tire in their front yard?
What about backyard?
Yeah, maybe the backyard.
Hide it.
Yeah. I don't think if you go to West Lynn or Lake Oswego, I don't think there's a lot of old janky tire swings.
Hacky sack was invented in Oregon City.
I did not know that.
But
of all the places you could hacky, I would think more like a San Francisco, but Oregon's got a little of that.
Two college-age friends, John Stahlberger and Mike Marshall, developed the game in 1972. While versions of kicking a small sand or pellet-filled bag have existed for centuries across cultures, these two formalized it with a set of rules And this past weekend, the sports national championships were held across the river in West Lynn.
Get right there. So things are getting wild in West Lynn.
Yes.
Boy, I would have never thought that West Lynn was about the hacky.
You don't know what's happening in these streets of West Lynn?
Dude, West Lynn always has a surprise for me.
So I guess
they're out there hacking the sack.
Stahlberger was a college football player, and he had a college football injury, so he was just kicking a beanbag around, and it soon became a routine for them. We would say to each other, "Let's go hack the sack," and that is how hacky sack was born.
Why would you what does hack the sack mean?
Just kick it around?
What is that?
I think is what they meant.
Yeah, but I don't know where they came up with hack. Genius. How much money did they make on that, or did they?
I don't know. I think one of the guys is dead.
It just seems so obvious to me.
What does a hacky sack run you?
Oh, can't be a lot. Anyway, the U.S. Open Footbag Championships is the premier hacky sack event in the country.
They have an official sack.
Yeah,
Footbag. I like the footbag.
Yeah, they call it footbag.
I like that.
Yeah, there's an official one. It'll run you $9 if you want the OG original sack. You can get a cheap bastard version for about $5. I don't know if I've ever successfully sacked. For a brief moment, some of the stoners in my school brought in the hacky sack. I think I just kicked it across the room.
I found it hard.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever.
You punted it.
Yeah.
you walked to the middle of the game, grabbed it, and punted it. Nerds.
I think it came my way once, and I just, I think it was an inadvertent. I just couldn't control it. Just like, and there it went. I don't have the leg dexterity for the sack. Not my gig.
Well, unfortunately, the West Lynn Tidings story on this is behind a paywall, so we will not find out who won the U.S. Open Footbag Championships.
Disappointing. You think someone's listening right now that was the Footbag Championship that was waiting to hear their name, and now no glory?
If you won, text it.
Oh, here it is. Some Canadian won.
The freaking Canucks.
Emmanuel Bouchard from Montreal.
A Frenchman.
God.
Dude, our own sport dominated by a foreigner.
Now, I got to give a shout out to Chris Siebert of Portland.
Okay.
He finished 11th.
Hey, not too shabby.
Highest Oregonian.
11th in the world at the sack. Maybe we should get him on. Talk about his 11th place. Does that get you laid? What is 11th in the hacky sack championship get you?
Footbag, please. The women's singles champion, Trisha George, West Lynn, Oregon.
How about that?
Champ.
You don't know what's happening in these streets of West Lynn?
West Lynn, is there anything they can't do?
And she won it on her home turf. God, that's got to be good.
That's calling your shot,
man.
That's
there.
Babe Ruth style right there.
All right.
I wonder what she got. Is there like a coupon involved, or it's got to be some money, some big sponsor money, some big hacky sack money.
And there is in the news for June 15, 2026, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Headlines are coming up next. The Blazers have lost their coach, and today at the World Cup.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Chicago Bulls. They have found their new head coach. It's going to be former Blazers interim head coach Thiago Splitter. He's the new man in Chicago. Splitter, of course, was a finalist for the Blazers, but did not take it. The Blazers still looking for a new head coach. But their owner may be more available after Tom Dundon and the Carolina Hurricanes got the job done, win the Stanley Cup final on Sunday, defeating the Vegas Golden Knights as the second ever Stanley Cup trophy for the Hurricanes. World Cup update today. Cape Verde pulled off one of the biggest upsets ever in World Cup history by playing the favorites, Spain, to a 0-0 draw. And then Egypt and Belgium, they played to a 1-1 draw up in Seattle as well. For the United States of America, Christian Pulisic, he was limited in training as he manages a calf injury. USA faces off with Australia on Friday. That match will be at noon. Braves right-hander Spencer Strider, he's going to be shut down from throwing for 4 weeks because of inflammation in his right elbow. And the NCAA is asking an appeals court for an expedited resolution before the season kicks off in college football in the Brendan Sorsby gambling case. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a good little Monday. It's your sportsman, Rob. That's me. Big Sook right over there. Look at him. Stevie Freedom is he's on the controls. He's doing great over there.
Stevie Freedom, were you watching the UFC Freedom 250? Did you see the Freedom?
No, I was Stevie Woke over the weekend.
Oh, that's
right. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you?
Well, I was flipping back and forth because I watched the Stanley Cup Finals, and then I flipped over. I guess they started a little later because of some weather issues or something. So I caught I want to say the final 3 or 4 fights, and it was. I
guess the last fight was pretty kick-ass.
It was amazing, and one of the biggest upsets in UFC history. That was the number one kind of pound-for-pound guy in the world who was fighting kind of an over-the-hill guy who had never gotten it done, and he just beat the brakes off of him. It was incredible. It was
some of the pictures were amazing too.
So it was weird. So
they walked through the White House.
Yes,
to enter the
every one of them, and they had it was. Look,
what do we? Why?
Because we can. USA.
I just think it was one of those things that I think if you like the guy in the White House, you probably thought that was the greatest thing to ever happen. And if you don't like the guy in the White House, you probably thought that office couldn't get any more or any less dignified. I think I probably went somewhere in the middle. I don't like when I thought it was weird that Bud Light was sponsoring something at the White House.
What is that?
I thought it was
like whatever it is you like.
Very strange.
Are you kidding me?
I thought some of the vignettes they did brought to you by the Department of War were weird, but some of the vignettes were actually really good. In fact, they had one that kind of blew me away. They actually had one that quoted Barack Obama and Bill Clinton.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't know who convinced them to put that in there, but it actually felt like a bipartisan. It was like, it was something like, like every journey begins with the first step. And they went back from, 1776 and then guys coming out and on D-Day. And it was really, really well done. And they had Bill Clinton on there with my favorite presidential quote of all time, which was, "There's nothing wrong with America that can't be fixed by what was right with America."
Sucker.
So I thought I was going to just loathe this thing. And there were definitely parts that made me uncomfortable and very idiocracy and creepy. But I also didn't think it was as bad. I didn't think it was as bad as I was prepared for it. But then you had one of the fighters that went full Trump and afterwards got in the cage and said Michelle Obama's a man, which was just
who do you think I am?
Despicable. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. It was equal parts really distasteful, equal parts pretty cool patriotic. There were some really good fights. And I really think it just kind of depends on what side of the political aisle you're on, whether you thought that was great or not. They did say it's not going to happen again. They said it's a one-off.
What was it on?
Paramount.
Yeah, they're all on Paramount.
They're all on Paramount.
I don't even know if I have that. Do I have that?
If you have Paramount Plus,
you
basically, like, think about if Taylor Sheridan wrote a UFC script, that's what you had. But most of the fighters weren't Americans, which was the other weird thing. Most of them were foreigners. But the guy at the end that had the upset, the best upset in 15, 20 years, he was American.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, well, the news today. Oh, by the way, I got to tease something. That in our next segment, the malfunctioning epiglottis, Portland City Councilwoman Candace Avalos will be joining our program.
Yes. So
you might want to stay tuned. We're going to talk to her about the potential funding of the arena renovations here at the Moda Center. So that'll be at 5:25. The Blazers woke up without a coach.
Yeah.
But wait. They didn't have a coach.
No.
But they really don't have a coach.
They had a finalist. Yeah. So
one of their finalists is out. Tiago Splitter is headed to the Bulls.
And according, again, now to people writing articles, it's the worst thing to happen in Portland forever for some reason.
That's funny. I didn't hear anyone clamoring for Tiago Splitter over the last, month. Oh. It's been dangling out there.
There's clamoring now. So basically, I think it's down to Honori, who's the lead assistant in Minnesota, or Lashbrook, who is the kind of the wonder kid from Boston. So it sounds like if you believe that those were the three finalists, and now that the Carolina thing is over,
do you believe?
No dong, no belief. You would assume that here, and because the draft is coming up, even though yes, you don't need a coach for the draft, I would assume that one of those two guys will be hired. So you have the guy that has been a Minnesota lead assistant for like 10 plus years and is up for a bunch of jobs. He would seem to be the obvious choice. Or do you go with the guy that is just the young rising star and you take the chance on the unproven guy? And that would be Lashbrook out of Boston.
Yeah, look, I mean, Splitter did a nice job, but I think if they really wanted Splitter, they would have locked him up already.
That would be my take
and
on
maybe
it as
he
well.
got antsy. He was like tired of waiting on Dundon. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe they told him, or maybe they just flat out told him, hey, if you've got an offer here, we recommend you take it. I mean, who knows? We don't know what happened, but we were going to wildly speculate about it.
Hell yeah. That's what we do. Today at the World Cup, we had an upset, and they are calling it one of the more shocking results in World Cup history.
Yeah, Spain, who is the odds-on favorite to win the whole stinking thing.
Yeah, they...
is it an upset?
Well, again, I checked with ChatGPT on this.
It's a result.
And I said, is it okay to call Spain's draw with Cape Verde an upset? And ChatGPT said, yes, that is amazingly accurate. It was an upset.
Really?
That they were able to pull off a draw, even though no one scored a goal.
Because I initially put upset, and then you told me, you're like, isn't it not like it's a result?
I was just questioning, is it an upset?
It's a good question. Because they didn't win anything.
No.
Well, they got to have point.
Well, not only did they not win anything, but I was catching some of that game, and then when I watched the highlights, dude, Spain had like that goalie from the Verde. Dude, that guy made amazing saves. Spain hit the post on one. Like they probably should have. If that game gets played again, they probably win 4-0. But they couldn't get a goal to go in.
This is the fun of the World Cup. From what I've watched, that. Because I look at the lines, like I that tells me who is supposed to win, right?
Yes.
Like it gives me some frame of reference for like who's better and who should win and who should lose, whatever. The betting lines. Okay, well, it's funny. You can kind of tell. At least this is my little soccer.
That's all we know.
Yeah, I mean I know nothing, but I've watched the World Cup. I'm really into the World Cup. I think it's awesome. If there's a match on, I'm watching it, and I will say that it is pretty random. Like this Uruguay. Saudi Arabia game that just finished ends in a draw, also an upset. Uruguay was a big favorite.
Yeah.
And listen, if you watch the match, which I've been watching it the whole time we've been sitting here, Uruguay was pounding the net. They just couldn't they couldn't get anything to go. It was they missed. It was much like the Spain game. So I don't
know what to make of that.
I don't either. It sounds like Saudi. I mean, the Saudis. I don't know. They were plucky
because that happened earlier too. Turkey A.
Did you know they changed their name?
Is this like the Czechias?
Yeah. Oh, they changed their name.
It's Turkey A.
It's Turkey A.
What?
Yes.
The announcer kept saying Turkey A.
I thought we were just being folksy again, like we call it the Willamette. It's not Turkey anymore?
Nope.
No, but they lost to Australia, and they were big favorites as well. But Australia, they literally just like scored a goal and then packed all their dudes inside like the goal box to play defense. It was amazing to watch because then Turkey A could do. I can't say it without it.
Turkey A, yeah.
Turkey A.
It's
they couldn't do anything because they had there's 25 guys in the goal box for both teams.
It's fun and it's kind of random. Like you don't know, man. No. You don't know. Spain's got to be really upset that they only have that match, or got to have a point out of that. They'll probably be fine, but it's I love the World Cup.
Well, and I love how off of one game. So like the U.S. beats the brakes off of.
Hey, U.S. look good.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
They're the favorites now.
Yeah, who did we mop the floor with?
Paraguay.
Right, and based on that, people were like, going in, people were like, dude, this USC team's not very good. God, if they just make it to the knockout round, now it's like, well, I mean, not better than Spain. The comparative statements of the World Cup, it's amazing. It's one game.
Well, look,
here's Spain. Here's Spain, by the way, missing like 4 straight goals.
They looked good, U.S.
Yes,
very encouraging opening performance. Very aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know how good the Paraguay was or whatever, but U.S. kicked the living hell out of them.
We also had and it is Cape Verde for those wondering.
So we got Turkey A and Cape Verde, not Verde.
Yeah, the thing about Cape Verde, it's 10 islands and it's off the west coast of Africa.
Yeah,
and we talked about it last week. It's kind of the Cabo of Africa.
Yes, like it's the place to be.
Apparently, it's pretty. It's just a fun place to go, and it's super built up and like kind of actually really nice and one of the more developed parts of Africa. Yes. Cape Verde. Okay, but this is their first time ever in the World Cup, and their population is the same as Albuquerque, New Mexico.
And they're in the World Cup.
And they just played Spain to a draw.
Yeah, arguably the number 1 team in the world.
So
oh my God!
It's like 530,000 people. That'd be like let's just go to Albuquerque and find a World Cup team.
Isn't it strange too that they'll probably never do anything else, but for them, I mean, watching their fans and them after that, they just beat Spain. Like they just kicked their ass. That would be the greatest thing to ever happen to that island nation.
And by the way, that is not the smallest country in the tournament. That is Curacao.
Oh.
Your favorite liquor at a bar.
Yeah. By the way, did you see the Verde guys bringing out the goats?
Yeah, man.
Apparently, I don't know why, but I'm on board any country that literally takes to the streets and riots after a tie and they were passing around goats. They had little baby goats that they were just like crowd surfing. That's how we do it. Hey, New York, take a page. Yeah, I know that you can burn a city to the ground, but can you pass around goats? And by the way, did you see the Spurs fan that fought the entire New York crowd?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy is the man. One Spurs fan who's built like a fire hydrant fought basically the entire crowd. And to be honest with you, I think he kind of won.
He held his own.
No one won. And then he called everyone a bunch of peas because no one.
Well, they kind of were.
No one would fight him.
Well, yeah, but they were trying to sucker punch him. And they were weak sucker punches.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Dude, that guy.
Did they do any sucker kicks?
No, they did not.
My son can teach about that.
That's true. We need the Vaughn sucker kick from behind. Dude, that guy
was awesome.
I'll tell you what, that takes some balls to have your team just get your ass whipped and you're roaming around New York and you see thousands of Knicks fans and you're wearing your Spurs Rodman jersey and you're just like, whatever.
It's like, bring it.
I will fight every one of you sons of bitches and not back down. And even after the police showed up, he was like, nah, I got this. He's like,
come on, Rob!
That guy, put that guy in the UFC Freedom 250. That guy should be in a cage. He don't care. Gotta swing on anybody.
They should do that. Spurs fans versus Knicks fans in a cage.
Dude, those Knicks fans, you have no. That's
my money's on the Knicks.
That's such.
Well, can they bring weapons and stuff? Because Knicks fans are just using cones.
Yeah, that's true.
Cones.
Did you see those guys with cones?
Yeah,
they're tossing cones in the air, lands on the other guy's head.
Yeah, it's an amazing.
That was an amazing shot.
Yeah.
So the thing with Turkey,
One in a million shot, Doc.
They did change their name, and they basically wanted to disassociate from the bird. So they changed it. It's Turkey.
Which again, I told you Rob this before the show. I understand. Like if I'm a country, I don't want to be called Turkey anymore.
It is a weird name for a country, if you really think about it.
Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey.
Well, is it better than Hungary? Is it
Hungary?
Hungary?
It's Hungary, is it? Hungary?
No,
no, it's not.
It's Hungary. It's the people are Hungarians.
I thought Gary was hung. So
I think Gary's not hung.
I think it's Hungary now. We have Turkey and Hungary.
Well, it's like Chile, but it's actually Chile. But people just say Chile, so it's
I hope
different.
Candace Avalos is not listening to this.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, what am I getting into?
Hungary. Oh.
Yeah, so they requested, I guess they requested this name change at the UN in 2022. And so I guess we're only just now finding out about it because, well.
Does it go to like a world vote? Like the other countries have to vote, yay or nay?
I don't know.
U.S., do you vote on the change of Turkey?
Turkey shot down.
So are you going to call it Turkey?
Nah. I'm going to try. I mean, look, whatever you want to be called, this is my whole pronoun thing. Just give me some leeway and know that I'm not going to be perfect. But whatever you want to be called, whatever.
You kind of like whatever it is you like.
You want to be called Mr. Awesome or Mrs. Awesome or that. I'll work on it. Just
I like the music I like.
So Turkey, yeah, I'm going with Turkey, but I'm probably going to butcher it for a while and call you Turkey. Don't get pissy about it. Turkey. 2 off, 2 on, 1 off. I got Czechia down. It took me a bit, but
yeah, that's a tough one for me.
Now I know it's Czechia.
I always forget that one.
They're all hard for me.
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde, Turkey,
I now would like
and
us to be
Czechia.
the united states of these.
Wait, did you say Czechia?
Czechia.
Czechia.
Yeah.
Not Chechia.
Well, see, that's the thing. I've heard it both ways.
So nobody actually knows?
I've heard Czechia too, but I think it's Czechia because it was the Czech Republic. Oh, man. But again, sometimes there's accents and
right. Well, I remember there was some texter that said it was Czechia.
Turkey is the easiest one.
Yeah.
That's easy
Turkey.
to do. Yeah, we'll get that down.
Let's go with Turkey. Good enough.
Apologies to all you Turkish people.
Sorry.
Associating you with that big dumb bird.
And Hungarian, the state.
And all the Garys that are on.
All the Garys.
All the Garys out there are offended.
Yeah.
I apologize.
All right. Coming up next, let's interview a Portland City Councilwoman, shall we?
Let's.
Her name is Candace Avalos. Where does she stand on renovating Moda Center? We'll get to that next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Chicago Bulls, they have found their brand new head coach. It's going to be former Blazer interim coach Thiago Splitter. He's going to be the new man in Chicago. Splitter was a finalist for the Blazers gig, but is not going to get the job as the Trailblazers now are still looking for a head coach. World Cup update today. Cape Verde pulled off one of the biggest upsets ever in World Cup history by playing World Cup favorite Spain to a 0-0 draw. Then later on in Seattle, Egypt, and Belgium, they played to a 1-1 draw. That just happened now. Saudi Arabia and Uruguay, also a 1-1 draw. United States, Christian Pulisic, he was limited in training today as he manages a calf injury. USA faces off with Australia on Friday. That match will be at noon. And Braves right-hander Spencer Strider, he's shut down from throwing for at least 4 weeks because of inflammation in his right elbow. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Worn Out Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at wornout.com.
The Fan.
All right, pleased to have you along. Isaac and Suk here on The Fan. Let's talk a little Moda Center reno, shall we? Portland City Councilwoman Candace Avalos she's one of three representing District 1, which are communities east of I-205, Lentz neighborhood, and some near PDX. And she joins us now here on The Fan to discuss possibly renovating the arena. Hello! Connection there. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Oh, she's at Power Kia.
Yeah, you're kind of cutting in and out. Well, I guess we'll just get her started.
Try one more time.
It works. Yeah, Steven,
you can hear me now, hopefully?
That was a little better.
There you go.
Yeah, then we got you there. Where are you?
Okay. I'm in City Hall.
Okay. Straight from City Hall.
We got to work on the connection signal. All right, that's issue number 2. Moda Center 1, then the City Hall signal. We'll deal with that.
So,
Absolutely.
I guess my first question is, I'd like to know how has it been dealing with Tom Dundon so far, and what are your impressions of him?
Well, I don't know that I personally have been dealing with Tom Dundon. I think that there's some high-level negotiations that have been going along the way, and as we know, this process kind of really kicked off with the state, and so now the city councilors are at the phase where we can start weighing in, we can start talking about what the terms will look like for a new lease, and start negotiating with Tom Dundon and the rest of the governor group.
Can I ask, because where did this go wrong? Because it sounds like the Blazers owner group, the mayor, and the governor all believed that this was basically a done deal when the team was bought. So what happened? So 2 of the 3 components are still on board, it sounds like, the state and the county. So what changed between a couple months ago when this was supposedly agreed upon, or maybe you disagree with that, and now where it seems like this has become a bit of a kerfuffle?
Well, I think during the state process, all 12 counselors showed support for the state putting dollars for it, because regardless of where we stood, we were always going to need other funding that wasn't all going to be able to come from the city. And so I think along that process, we were essentially told, we just need to secure this. It's the state also has a limited window that they legislate within, whereas we're legislating all year, and it was a short session, so they only had like a month and a half, right? And so I think from there, it was always going to be that the next step would be that the counselors ultimately, because the city owns the MODA, we're going to have to negotiate the actual terms. And that's where the diversity in thought is coming in. And that's where, Portlanders are weighing in on what they think would make it a good deal for the city to invest in. So I wouldn't say, I think definitely at the beginning, we showed our unity, and I don't think that was fake. I just think that now that we're getting into the weeds, these are where there are some disagreements that are coming up.
So what specifically makes it a good deal for you?
Well, I think at the end of the day, I am looking at how are we going to make Portland taxpayer money worth this kind of deal, right? And we're in this bridge agreement. We're going to have to renegotiate a new lease. I think there are lots of different things that we can negotiate in that. Some of the examples are, what are the rent payments going to be? Are we going to increase those? Do we have rights to the name? How are we going to ensure that the Blazers actually does stay in Portland if we're going to make this kind of public investment? What are other community benefits for not just the Moda Center, but also the surrounding neighborhood, right? Because if we want this to be a renovation that's going to invigorate the neighborhood, it's got to include more than just the building. And so I think there's and also labor harmony agreements, and all of that is really important. So these are just a couple of the things that Portlanders are asking us to negotiate in this deal.
So I think what some people get I don't know, nervous about is, and I'd be interested to hear what you say, there is an idea that if you don't pass this, that there is a chance that, to a lot of people, the most important entity we have in the city walks away over a very small amount of money of $120 million. Is this something that ultimately can be negotiated, but details and whatnot, but you are determined to make sure that doesn't happen, and you are determined? I've yet to hear the city council say, we will get this done. We will not let the Trailblazers have an opportunity to walk away.
Well, I think regardless, there has to be some kind of deal, right? Because we are in a bridge agreement. We have to negotiate a new lease, regardless of how we feel about how that gets done or what the community benefits are. So I think that will get done. And so our goal here is that whatever that new lease is going to have, again, those community benefits, but also will encourage the Blazers to want to stay and build here, especially with their new owners here in Portland. So I don't think that there's necessarily a threat that there will be no deal, because I think at the end of the day, we have to negotiate a new lease as the owner of the building. But I think the nitty gritty is just like what's in that deal. And, we're also just at the beginning. I think people forget that we have a long way still before the end of the year. I mean, I guess we're halfway through the year, but there is still a lot of time for the community to shape this. We just spent all weekend out in a bunch of parks in the city hearing from community, and that was really fruitful to see, again, what many people express their desire for the Blazers to stay here. People just want us to be really making sure that we're being good stewards of tax dollars at a time where there's so many Portlanders that are struggling. So these are the kinds of decisions that I have to make as somebody that approves moving any kind of tax dollars. It's not even just this, it's just in general. That's our main job, is making sure that Portlanders get the value of their tax dollar, and that's what we're trying to negotiate right now.
This is Candace Avalos. She's a Portland City Councilwoman here with us on The Fan. So do you have a red line, like things in your mind that are non-negotiables that need to be in there?
That need to be in there. I mean, I definitely think it's a shame that our Moda Center does not have many unionized staff. That's pretty common, actually, across the country. And so I would love for that to be a red line, at least for me, in this deal.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things, because the money is not being debated, though, right? The $120 million is $120 million, or is that still on the table?
I think that there are a lot of different numbers that are getting thrown around. It's unclear to me still, and that's kind of the phase we're in. Like we saw the facility assessment, right, that showed what does it take to just maintain the Moda as is. Obviously, this discussion is not just about maintenance; it's about upgrading it and looking at the next version of Moda that's going to continue to contribute to our community. So yeah, I think that's part of it right now.
And because for me, and please correct me if I'm being ignorant on this, $120 million over a 20-year lease, because I believe that it seems to be the general consensus of what would be signed a 20-year lease.
Wait, sorry, say it one more time. What's the question?
So the lease that will be negotiated, it sounds like that the 20 years, right? Seems to be kind of the number that everyone is settled on.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's still up for debate, but yes.
So
I would say that's the floor.
So a $120 million investment by the city for a building that you guys got for free that you've had 30 free years of use out of, that comes down to $6 million a year. We spent $5 million on drug needles last year. To me, $6 million a year over 20 years to ensure the Blazers staying here, why, in my mind, that seems like a tiny investment. Why is that such a big number that we're debating? Because to me, that seems very small.
Well, the $120 million is more about the renovation, but there's still going to be ongoing other costs. I think it's like $10 to $12 million a year, and don't quote me, I don't know the exact number, but there is another ongoing cost that's separate from the $120 million upfront investment to do the.
If I may, the KATU is reporting 280. So it's $120 million upfront for renos, and then $285 million over 20 years for maintenance.
That you guys would have to run anyways because you own the building, correct?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's say this. I mean, the thing that I was encouraged by is you said, look, there's really not a debate about this deal getting done. It's just the devil's in the details. We got to negotiate it, and that is completely fair. But if you get to the end or near the end, and there's not a lot in there for taxpayers other than the Blazers will stay if we sign this deal, are you on board?
That's too hard to say right now. I'm not going to call my vote for the future. Can't make you that promise right now. But I think that ultimately my goal is that we're getting the most out of this deal and that we're getting the deal across the finish line because we have to. We literally have to. Yeah. I really am hoping that when the time comes, I'll feel confident about my vote.
Yeah. So then let me ask you a general question about the fear of the Blazers leaving. Is it from your perspective, is that unfounded? Like how are you perceiving all of these articles and things of, you never know. This has happened in other cities, so it could happen here. What do you think about all of that?
I definitely don't think it's unfounded. I think there's a very real chance that could happen. I think lots of things could happen. So I have to consider that is one of the risks if we don't make a deal. But, I don't want that to be the starting place of negotiation when it comes to the taxpayer dollar. And, a little bit back to the previous question you're saying about the cost, per over year. Sure, $120 million and $8 billion budget. Yeah, nominal. But also, we just had to close a $170 million budget gap. And those, the coming year's budgets don't look much better. And so that's where it starts to add up because we're having to cut core services and then look at making this huge investment that essentially is the cost of the budget gap that we just closed by cutting services. So that's what I'm weighing.
But again, I would, and I'm trying to be fair, and I think you're being very fair too. I would push back and say that in a city right now that has a ridiculous occupancy rate for commercial real estate, where businesses are not flooding into the city, that this investment to get a $4 billion investment to an entity that means so much more than just a business to the city of Portland, and for a guy that has talked about, again, wanting to build up the area around it, again, to me, this just seems like such a small number to try to ensure one of the larger businesses, if not right now the largest business in Portland, again, it just sold for $4 billion. That just seems to me like an absolute no-brainer. And that if you want to talk about a city that is in desperate need of wins and PR and an influx of all those things, the threat of that team, which means so much to the city, walking away, that just to me seems unconscionable.
Yeah, I get that. And that is a sentiment that I definitely heard over the weekend. And I think that, honestly, the overall sentiment I heard was that people do care about the Blazers, even the people who are like, I really don't like the idea of public money going in. I know there's a lot of discussion about the Portland Clean Energy Fund as well. I do agree that it would be a loss to the city to lose the Blazers, not just because it's the team and, the pride that we have in the team, but the economic value in that, I agree, is a loss. And, we're trying to we're on the rise here in Portland. We've got, all of us as new counselors, we're really trying to change the ship where it heads. And I think that's why this is so important for us to get right, because it does mean a lot for our future, and is why we're being really particular about how we're negotiating so that we're making this deal a sustainable deal, right? We don't want to just give give all this money away scot-free. What are we going to get for the taxpayer dollar in return? And I think we're all striving to make it the best deal possible for that reason, because we do want.
When you talk to your other counselors, is there a general vibe that you get? I mean, obviously, I know you can only speak for you, but when these discussions are had, you seem pretty optimistic about it. Obviously, you said you can't commit fully to it, but you seem optimistic. Would you say that that is the general tone when you talk to counselors, or are there other people that are a little more, this isn't a priority?
Optimistic about like the deal happening, or
yes.
when you say that?
Yes.
What do you mean?
A deal happening. Because I just view it as black and white. If this deal doesn't get done, there is a real good chance that the team walks away. So to me, it's kind of a black and white thing. And I was just interested, when you discuss this as an entire city council, what is the general vibe? Is that the sentiment, that if this deal doesn't get done, that is a possibility? And is that an important thing, you think, to the general vibe of when you talk with the counselors?
Yeah, obviously I can, like you say, only speak for myself, but I do think that the general vibe is that people do see the risk of us not getting a deal and losing the Blazers, and how that would hurt us in a lot of different ways. And so I think that's why everyone is just trying to get the right deal. And one of the things that I told constituents this weekend was, like, I genuinely do think that a deal is going to get made. And so my role is not about deal or no deal. My role is about what's in the deal. So that's kind of how I'm.
Yeah. Did you learn anything from that survey you put out, or is it too early to tell, or what?
There's some really good feedback. I think we have like 15,000 people who have responded to it, which is crazy. So I'm really excited to look into the nuanced, open-ended questions. You can kind of see the way that the quantitative questions are lying, and it's definitely a polarizing issue for sure. I think you can see it's kind of on both ends. But when you look at the actual comments that people say, you're hearing the nuance that I'm trying to describe here. So I do feel that people understand. And in fact, I had a constituent come to one of them this weekend who has been all up in my mentions, very upset and like, no deal, no, don't do this. And they showed up to the listening session and they talked directly to us, and they were like, look, I know that I'm not going to get my way. I know that I can't, like, I can be a purist, but you guys can't, right? Because you guys have to legislate at the end of the day. So even though I feel a strong way about it, if this deal goes forward, here's what I want to see out of it. I think that's a pretty general sentiment you hear.
Yeah. Okay.
And the idea, like, if it's not this, like, the fact that you guys have to renovate the building either way, right? I mean, whether you sign the lease or not, the city eventually is going to have to renovate that building, correct?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the other thing that I keep mentioning, while yes, we own it and have to renovate it at some point, I'm not looking at this in a vacuum, right? I'm looking at all of the other buildings and assets that the city owns that we have to renovate. I represent East Portland. We have our parks are, we have a lot of newer parks because they're like, finally, we're going to give parks to East Portland. And then they cut the maintenance. And then you see them start to deteriorate. So I have to look at this in that context. So I think that's why you're hearing this from us, because we want to make it work. We have to juggle all of the other priorities and assets that are going to have to get renovated, not just the Moda Center. And we're just trying to make the best decision for Portland taxpayers.
Understood. Well, really appreciate your time coming on here. This is Candace Avalos, Portland City Councilwoman, on the Moda Center renovation project that they are considering. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. All right. Yeah. I guess we got to do the Candace Avalos postgame show coming up next.
Yeah. Again, I thought quick,
maybe coming up next.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pushing it.
We're pushing it. Let's go.
And Stevie Fire.
Yeah.
He's not having it.
No.
So we'll do that full segment next. All right, this begins the Candace Avalos postgame show. I'll just say, I think, look, there's not a lot for her to say at this point because there's no negotiations going on yet.
Yeah.
So, well, it'd be nice if she's open to it, we could circle back with her once that stuff gets going, because then it gets, the devil's in the details, as she said.
Yes.
But the overall vibe from her,
I thought it was pretty positive.
I'm encouraged. This is exactly what you and I have been saying the whole time, is that, listen, this could get hairy. It's a negotiation. They do. It's big money. There's a lot on the line. But in the end, it'll get done. And she said the same thing.
Yeah, because she knows that they have to renovate it either way. And I at least got her to admit the business side of it, that it makes no financial sense to not do this. Because I don't know if she didn't say anything about, by the way, and this is true. It's $6 million a year for 20 years. But then the operating budget that she talked about, you realize you have to have that operating budget anyway. It's your building. If the Blazers leave, you have that cost built in. So, at that point, I know we were getting to the end. I didn't need to push back on that. But you can't throw the operating cost at me because you have the operating cost anyways. So at the end of the day, and she basically acknowledged it, you own the building, you have to renovate the building, you have to operate the building, whether the Blazers are there or not. So, and this is ultimately why I believe something was done. As much as posturing is there, and I think that's what this is, they don't really have a leg to stand on. They will fight to try to get the best deal, but they will not. You cannot convince me that they are willing to slit their throat over $6 million a year. You just, and she said the city council is trying to bring business back and Portland's on the come up. Is it? I hope so. But you wanted to really put a death blow in the business of the city, have that team walk away. And she
gets it.
She gets it.
I think
she understands it.
I think the problem is that she's just one city council person. So they're not all.
And that's why I kind of asked. I was like, what's the kind of the vibe?
Well, she said the vibe. They all understand the importance of the Blazers. I mean, they're not stupid. It's just,
but that was a question, though. That was a legitimate thought. Like, do they know? Do they know the importance of the Blazers? And I'll say that, like, as an outsider, like, just listening in, I thought she said enough to prove to me, like, we understand the Blazers being in Portland is a very important thing, and we have to get this done. So we're going to get this done. Like, that was kind of my takeaway, which I didn't know we'd get that kind of vibe coming into the interview.
See, that's why I don't understand where all this fear-mongering comes from. Look, I get it. These can be a little trepidatious. I understand that.
Yeah.
They're nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And there's oftentimes a standoff, and stuff gets in the media that scares people. I don't understand where all this is coming from. This is a city councilwoman that just walked onto our show and said, we'll get it done. Yeah. It's just a matter of the details. Yeah. So why all the fear-mongering?
Because I don't know. I just think in our city we're conditioned that we can't have nice things.
I mean, Dundon could play hardball.
That's the one. That's the wild card.
One thing.
That's the wild card. We don't know, but
we do know. We at least we have a line of thinking on what how Dundon could handle his portion, because he's already done this in Carolina, and everyone in Carolina said he was going to move the team.
Yeah.
Guess what? They worked out a deal. He didn't. He renovated it, and now he's building up the arena, the stuff around the arena.
Yeah. And they did say, it got a little contentious there, and there were some bumps along the road. And I'm guessing between him and some of the city council people, it will get a little contentious. I don't know if and that's why I asked. This was supposed to be a done deal, and then all of a sudden it's not a done deal. That was the part that originally kind of I scratched my head about. But I also think some of this too on the part of the city councilor, because she mentioned, Lentz Park and all that. I think the city council, especially in areas outside of the heart of the city, I do think there's some grandstanding and posturing on the part of them, because the optics of a billionaire owner and getting even $1 of free public money, I think is going to rub people the wrong way. And I think city council people are not going to give the perception to their constituents that they just gave $120 million. But I go back to it. And she brought up the budget. Even though it's going backwards, I keep hitting this. The Portland budget is $8.5 billion. This is $6 billion. Take the other cost out of it. You have to have that anyway. It's a $6 million tagline. And I like that she brushed it off, but I looked it up. I did not make this up. In the 2025 budget, again, $6 million a year for 20 years. We spent $5 million on clean needles for the city of Portland that we handed out. We spent $1.7 million 2 years ago, or $1.7 million last year, $2.2 million the year before on tarps and tents Look, I'm not saying that you cast off the homeless, but if you're trying to find $6 million in an $8.5 million budget, I just did it with needles and tarps and tents. And the idea that you would even consider probably at one, if it's not the biggest, I mean, that's a $4.5 billion business that's worth, that we just evaluate. What other business in the city of Portland is worth $4.5 billion? And you're willing to get into a pissing contest and maybe say to them, okay, take your ball and go somewhere else over what we spend on tarps, tents, and needles. You can't be that. You can't be that blindsided. You just can't.
Well, I think what they're doing, and she kind of presented it this way too. They're just negotiating.
Yes,
like they can't. She can't come on here. She's hearing from. In the end, they're politicians.
Yes.
She's hearing. She said she went to all those park visits, and there's these guys that show up, and they're adamant on the other side of things. She can't just take a stand, particularly right now.
Yeah.
She's playing the political game.
Yeah.
And so when you have a topic this polarizing, in the end, I think what they're doing is, at least her, is kind of saying, well, I don't know. And then that helps them get more of what they want. She mentioned, I asked her if if there was a red line subject for her, and hers, believe it or not, was the unionized workers.
Yeah.
Now, I did look this up. In Carolina's arena, they do not have unionized workers.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was maybe something that Carolina was interested. That's not a thing there.
Sure.
So I don't know. She said that's a really big one
and
for
maybe
her.
something like that is something that you can get Dundon
exactly
to work on.
And he seems reasonable, but they just can't tip their hand.
No.
They sort of have to play it this way.
Yeah.
In the end, I have changed. My opinion has changed not. In the end, they are not going to let the Blazers walk. Not even they are that stupid.
I have always had that position too.
All right. Well, thanks to Candace Avalos for coming on. Maybe we'll check back with her once they start negotiating.
I don't dislike. I appreciate that she came on and did that.
Yeah. And again,
because I think a lot of council people won't.
It's a little early. Well, we got two no's.
We got two no's.
Two no's. One. I think. What'd you say, Steve? We got two no's, one brush off, and she said yes.
One no. Two
one
brush offs, I believe.
Yeah. Two no calls.
So I give her.
I hate the no call. At least have the balls to say no.
At least one person said no, thank you.
But it's probably a little too early too. I think when push comes to shove on this, they get into negotiating in August, which I think is when it starts. Then maybe they'll be more willing to come on and talk. So we'll keep at them. Coming up next, it is time for the club. Yeah. The end of cigarettes is coming.
What am I going to do? What's going to happen to my Daves?
I don't know. We'll start there next.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Langdon Farms Golf Club. Langdon Farms Golf Club. Good or bad weather, the golf course is always the driest around. Download the Langdon Farms app today to get all the latest news and specials. First on the Fan, a little breaking news. Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby and Texas Tech are officially mutually parting ways. Sorsby will plan to enter the NFL supplemental draft and will not play college football in 2026. Chicago Bulls, they have found their new head coach. It's former Blazer interim head coach Tiago Splitter. Splitter was a finalist for the Blazer gig, but he's heading over to Chicago to be the new man there. World Cup update today. Cape Verde pulled off one of the biggest upsets ever by playing World Cup favorite Spain to a 0-0 draw earlier today. Later on, it was Egypt taking on Belgium up in Seattle. They played to a 1-1 draw. And then Saudi Arabia and Uruguay, they also played to a 1-1 draw as well. For the Americans, Christian Pulisic, he was limited in training as he manages a calf injury. USA takes on Australia on Friday at noon. And Braves right-hander Spencer Strider, he's going to be shut down from throwing for at least 4 weeks because of inflammation in his right elbow. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
You ought to go.
The only thing that's off limits are the words you can't say thanks to the FCC.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
We've given away too much to arrive at these political compromises. Yeah.
Google me, bitch.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, my.
What do you mean?
Oh, my God.
You surround yourself with turds, you're headed towards Turdville.
Try it again, please.
Ow! When you foul. Ow!
Yeah.
When you foul.
Okay, we apologize.
It's time for the Fan.
Okay, we apologize.
All right. Well, before we get to cigarette talk, we got some late-breaking sports news.
Yeah.
How about that? So all this Sorsby drama, it's been very juicy. Mm-hmm. It's over.
Texas Tech didn't know what they were getting into.
No, they didn't.
No.
Neither did he.
No.
They all did. Nobody did.
I think if they did, this would have never been a thing.
Exactly. Now they look terrible.
They thought it was just going to go away after 24, 48 hours, like a lot of their news.
So nice job, Cody Campbell. You greased a judge. You got what you wanted, but now you look absolutely terrible because what has happened is Brendan Sorsby is now headed to the NFL supplemental draft. He will not play at Texas Tech.
No, they just had the idea that they're gonna dig their heels in, threaten some lawsuits, and to be fair, it worked for a brief moment because I think their idea was like no one's going to be willing to fight this once we get the injunction. And turns out that every school in America, 3 state attorney generals, the Big 12 itself. I mean, I've never seen something unify college football like this ever, because that's the problem with college football. No one can agree on anything. Apparently, this is the one thing that everyone could agree on. Who knew? It was hating Texas Tech.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it a coincidence that he declares for the supplemental draft on the day that it comes out that the Big 12 is now headed to court to
federal
like
court.
He wasn't going to play.
No.
He knew he wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
Because the Big 12 was going to block it.
Yeah. Someone probably whispered to him like, "Hey, dude, this is going to get heard and this is going to get overturned. And if you wait and it gets overturned on August 28th, you're hooped." So
yeah.
Get out while the getting's good. Now the question becomes, what does the NFL think about him? Because in the Big 12 kind of statement, one of the things they talked about was his mental health and like kind of the whole argument of supporting him. You have an addict. You have a gambling addict with like clinical depression and anxiety.
Well,
that bet on
Is he really any good though? Like, isn't it about his football? Like, look.
So here is my point. He's not viewed as any sort of great prospect. He has.
So then they won't like him.
He has massive problems, including gambles on his own team and anxiety and depression. I'm not certain that an NFL team is gonna look at this and be like, "This is where I."
But they would if he were Joe Burrow.
But he's not.
Exactly. So it doesn't even, the gambling thing doesn't matter. Let's not act like the NFL is going to have some big, strong moral stance on this. They're not. They just care if he can play quarterback.
Yeah.
And the fact that most of them don't think he can tells you all you need to know. That's it.
Yeah. So apparently, after all that, like I said, this died a weird Monday evening,
Monday night news dump.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah,
I'm kind of upset about that.
Thanks for coming.
That was a pretty juicy story.
I can't wait for Texas Tech to now reverse course and try to like be a sympathetic figure in all this.
Hey, no, we were just trying to support our guy.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
Red Raider Nation.
Does anyone? I mean, it's not going to happen, but God, how awesome would it be if Texas Tech lost like 5 games this year? Just fell flat on their ass.
Well, that's the other thing.
We have a new villain.
If Sorsby played, he would have been the biggest villain in college football
of all time.
And he knew that too. That's probably somebody telling him, like, look, it might even be worth it, even if you play.
Yeah.
Everyone hates you, dude.
Yes.
And everyone hates your team.
And by the way, you have this weird, not weird, but you have a mental condition and you have this anxiety and this gambling thing. Do you really want to be the most hated man in college sports? I love how that's
exactly
good. That's good for your mental health. You have mental health problems, but you're going to go get booed and harassed and just S-canned in every stadium that you go to. Cool. That's great for your mentals.
Did you see, okay, so I'm going to transition into the club, okay?
Yes. It's a good transition.
I need to D off here.
Let's do it.
I'm out the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And therefore, I need...
You're going to start the D off now because I'm guessing in Kansas City you're going to do nothing but D off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No dong, no belief.
Yeah, I'm headed to KC to see some buds. Haven't been back there in a long, long time.
Sounds like a sausage fest to me.
It will be.
You know what? I did Google.
Although they're all married.
Kansas City is the #1 tourist destination right now.
What?
No.
Out of what? Like in the Midwest, maybe. I mean, KC's a nice little town, but I don't know. I'm just going there.
Kansas City incredibly popular. It is one of the top destinations now in the United States to go visit.
Well, it is a great town, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, people love to go visit it.
Yeah, it's
one of the tops.
My gal
maybe the top.
My gal got back this weekend. Her and some friends, they did a girls trip to Nashville.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, was it Thunderdome? I heard Nashville's like.
My God.
I haven't been to Nashville yet. I want to go there.
I went there, but it was like 25 years ago.
But isn't it like all bachelorette parties?
It's just Thunderdome. It's just nothing but. Nashville has figured out that all they had to do was paint a bunch of murals on walls. There were 417 photos that she took on this like 3-day excursion. I think 300 of them were in front of murals. I said, what? She goes, yeah, we just spent the day. We just went around and photographed in front of murals.
So it's an Instagram paradise.
Yes.
Yeah. They're not stupid.
Boy, it's something else. Girls Trip Central, Nashville, Tennessee. It's no Kansas City.
What do you do in Nashville besides just go to that main strip and party? Is there more to, like...
They bought a cowboy hat.
Okay.
They all went there. A bunch of Asian girls went to Nashville and bought cowboy hats.
Well, it's a bit like as you know, New Orleans has a lot more to offer than Bourbon Street.
Yes.
There's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting place.
Oh, it's incredible. It's my favorite city.
Is Nashville like that, or does everybody just go there to party and
throw
on a cowgirl?
It is it's the country music hub of the world.
Yeah, I know, but that's all right down there on that main.
But you have Grand Ole Opry and there's that. But no, I think Nashville at this point, and this is probably an ignorant statement, I do believe it's just a bunch of middle-aged white girls looking to sleep with strippers and drink as much as humanly possible.
Sleep with strippers?
Yeah. Bachelorette party type stuff. Woo! No, But I hear it's a cool city. I mean, they got an NFL team now and
about to get a baseball team.
Well, supposedly too, there's talk of Memphis. Some people think that Memphis should relocate to Nashville. Nashville's only come up.
How could a
Memphis,
city
not so much.
relocate to another city? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, in the state, it's the.
Memphis. Are you talking about the Grizzlies?
Yes. Memphis is not a city that's
Well, you made it sound like Memphis, the city, was going to pack up its city and move.
That would be pretty sick.
That
would be great.
Now it's a double
city.
Like
we just take Vancouver and we make it Portland.
Yeah, you just chop the borders off.
Boom. Get some of that. Get
one big giant room.
Just annex. No.
Knock the walls down. There you go.
Memphis Grizzlies, because Memphis just is an S-hole, and the Grizzlies should pack up, and then Nashville would have 3 of the major 4, and then if they get baseball, which they're going to, you'd have all 4. So it does feel like Nashville's on the come up. And I was there years ago and went down Music Row when I was in college. Looking at the photos, it looks nothing. In 20 years, it has been completely transformed. It is a completely different city.
All right, well, anyway, I need some clubbing.
Yeah.
And I was reading this story about cigarettes. And did you know that in Britain,
mm-hmm.
you will no longer be allowed to smoke? Or, let me rephrase it. You will no longer be allowed to buy cigarettes, no matter your age.
Really?
Yeah.
In the entire country?
Illegal. So this is from The Atlantic. I saw this the other day and had to do a double take. I'm like, wait, they really did that?
That seems...
It says, for almost 2 decades, British retailers have told customers that if they were born after the current date, 18 years ago, they cannot buy cigarettes. Starting next year, that date will freeze. Under a recently passed law, selling cigarettes to anyone born on or after January 1, 2009 will be illegal in perpetuity.
Whoa.
As long as the law is in effect, no one who is 17 or younger on New Year's Day 2027 will ever be allowed to buy tobacco legally.
Oh, my God.
Did you know they did that?
No.
That's
How
crazy.
is that legal? I mean, it's prohibition. Oh, my God. And that passed?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Who do you think I am?
Legal restrictions on sales take effect, 2027. Retailers making it illegal. So you can get them, you'd have to import them, which means they're probably going to be super expensive.
Or just go to another country.
Yeah, I mean, but then again, like if
I just don't want to waste money.
If you're living in the middle of London, are you telling me you're really going to ship on out to Wales to buy $12,000 worth of cigarettes and bring them back?
Well, I mean, a lot of people smoke over there. I wonder what this will be like.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Will it be like Prohibition, like underground, like, you just, everybody knows where to get them.
Well, but you wouldn't have to. Like, you and me could still smoke. You just don't have access to cigarettes. Again, it's not illegal to have them and smoke them. It's illegal to buy them and sell them.
Yeah, so you just can't get them there.
So you just can't get them. So, like, I guarantee someone right now is gonna make a mint off of bootlegging, because that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna go over to like when we go visit the Mrs. Family in Japan, we always have to bring fat American snacks.
Juiced up
Cheetos.
Yeah, we bring like a suitcase full of American snacks because they don't have them over there. That'll be the same thing. If you're going to visit family in Britain, they're like, do you want me to bring you anything? Yeah, I'm going to need 9,000 cartons of cigarettes. Now, the question is, can I bring those into England? If I'm like, hey, I'm not going to sell them, I'm just,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
We not know how that works.
But the underground cigarette market is about to be booming. If Prohibition taught us anything, if people want something, you will not keep them from it. Drugs are illegal most places, and guess what? Everyone does drugs. The war is over, folks. Drug won. The drug war. Yeah, we lost. Drugs won.
Did you see the what else the UK did?
No, that is shocking. And so
it is shocking.
So this is cigarettes. I couldn't get cigars there then, because I don't smoke. I don't
it's
vape.
all tobacco
yes,
products.
It's all tobacco products.
Yeah.
So I smoke cigars on a somewhat regular basis.
Not up in here.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they also banned today.
Thanks a lot, Obama.
Today they banned teens under 16 from social media. Social media, all of it. Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Insta.
Oh, boy.
OnlyFans.
I guarantee Joe Rogan.
Is OnlyFans social media? Is that considered social media?
I would assume so. Somewhere Joe Rogan is freaking out and about freedoms. He's using the word tyranny in casual conversations. I can't believe those laws got passed. That the majority of people want the right no tobacco. So you can go out and you can get liquored up. Is weed legal in Britain?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah, can you roll a spliffy in England, but you can't? Boy, that is just bizarre.
Do you believe?
I would have thought you got ball sacked.
It is illegal.
Okay. I would have thought you'd been ball sacked by the English
So can you
press.
have any fun over there?
Well, you can have fun without cigarettes and Snapchat, which I'm fine with. Of course, I'm not under 16.
I don't Snapchat, nor do I smoke, but I also think I'm not a big believer of being told what to do. If I was in Britain, I think I would take up smoking just for this.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah, but you know what?
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
I'm going to start ripping some cigs, except over there they call them the Fs. Which is also, when I was living in Scotland, that took me a minute to figure out.
Yeah.
When someone would ask if you had a...
Hey, give me an F.
Yeah. You're like, what? Hey, you got an F? You're like,
I'm gay, I'm gay.
Whoa.
My God, the Fire are getting absolutely destroyed. This
they are.
Minnesota team is legit.
Yeah, old Goggles there. She's phenomenal.
She's great.
She's like what you wanted Caitlin Clark to be.
She is incredible.
Yeah. Hey, but remember...
She's got her signature. Have you seen her signature? She does this.
Yeah, the thumbs out.
Thumb,
so, yeah.
Get out of here thing.
I would also like to point out that the Wings could have had her, but they instead chose to pick the girl who was sleeping with their point guard. So, whoops. That one's going to sting a little bit.
The ban will not apply to WhatsApp and Signal, but it will apply to Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Snapchat. OnlyFans not mentioned.
You think... if I gave you 5 years, is this still in place?
Yes,
I
do. Yeah, I do.
You think they're buckling down? 'Cause how long did Prohibition last here?
Are you talking about cigarettes or the
cigarettes?
Oh, the cigarette thing. I think definitely. I thought you were talking about the social media thing for kids. I think this is going to be a trend.
I think it'd be great, actually. But.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Parents,
Prohibition was that's longer than I thought. Prohibition was 13 years. I just think in general, if you tell a large swath of people what you can and can't do, I don't know how many smokers there are in Britain, but I think it's still somewhat common. So imagine you being like a 40-year-old man and the government just told you that you can't smoke a cigarette. Well, check that.
Well, you can.
You can. You won't be able to buy them anywhere because how many people are going to carry them or the cost of it? That's just...
Yeah, well...
Dumbass.
It's bad for you. They're doing you a favor.
Someone's saying royal castles are sovereign states. It allows the royals to sell and corner the market. Boy, how awesome is that? Do you imagine...
Now the queen's peddling galwas?
Well, the queen's dead, but the king...
Her ghost?
Yeah, the queen... That you set up the queen's smoke shop. You rock up to Buckingham Palace. You pay homage to the guard, and then you pick up your pack of Marlboro Lights, and away you go.
Wow. Wouldn't that be great?
Welcome to Flavor Country.
You're going in there for a tour, and they have just the cigarette lady comes around. Cigars, cigarettes. See they have those in Vegas.
Yeah.
A pack of Marlboro Lights, please. I don't know why, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then on the social media ban, Spain and Australia have already done it as well. These are under 16.
Yeah. That's actually probably pretty good.
France, Denmark, and Norway have also announced plans to prevent children from accessing social media. So that's a trend.
Yeah.
And I don't know the U.S. That might be a bigger fight over here.
Yeah, we love our freedoms,
but
don't take our guns and don't take our underage social medias and our cigarettes.
How dare they?
But hey, they can get on OnlyFans. So.
I wonder if you could get the cigarette thing by because smoking is kind of like the. Most people, I think the general public is against smoking.
Oh, smoking.
Aren't cigarettes back, though?
Are they coming back?
Are they?
I think they're kind of making a comeback a little bit.
Well, they're cool looking. I know that.
I think they smell delightful.
Readily available.
I think there was a couple months ago, they were saying in Hollywood, they're coming back. They're making a comeback.
Every time they depict it in a movie or show,
yeah,
it still looks cool.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it's still like,
Man.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Just sucking down a heater.
You're not wrong, by the way. The Lynx just steal the ball every single play.
Every possession.
They just steal it.
It's unbelievable.
Well, as good as our Fire are, we lead the league in blowout losses.
Do we?
Yeah. I think we
Jessica was telling me this.
Yeah, we lead the league.
I didn't know that.
I think it's like whatever there's 17-point losses. It's some arbitrary number. But yeah, we lead the league. So we either win or we get our asses handed to us.
Bro, they are down 30.
All right, there's only
27.
There's only one thing to do, boys.
The
It's
gobble.
time to gobble.
Do not gobble.
I'm going to Bet Online right now and seeing what I'm getting.
Well, maybe they'll bench the.
Maybe they got rid of all their turnovers. I mean, literally, it's every time they just steal it. It's pretty wild. One last gobble before Ropp leaves. Kind of enjoy that.
Ceremonial gobble.
Where's
What's
the
the?
line?
It probably isn't one.
I don't see it right now.
Odds makers are like,
are they trying to keep me from this?
They know. They listen to the show.
This is ridiculous.
What do you think it should be? Like, what would get you to gobble right now? They're down 27.
I got a number.
What is
31.
30 and a half.
And they're currently down 27. It's
going to the line to shoot 2 also.
8 minutes left in the third quarter?
There's
how much time is left?
6 minutes left in the third quarter?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
I think it's time.
5:38.
5:30.
I think there's only one thing to do, boys. It's time to 30 and a half.
They might lose by 50, dude.
Gobbled.
Yes.
Clicking it right now. $10. Risk 10. Ooh. Place my bet. Gobbled. 30 and a half. Let's go.
I hate it.
Dude, I love it.
I love it.
Dude, when I see 30 points, you think I love 28. When I see 30 and the hook. I got 30 and a hook.
When you see a 3 plus 3 and then another digit, that's a lot of points.
I'll tell you what. If I see 30 and a half and I don't gobble, you can't consider me the gobbler anymore.
You're a poser.
I'm posing. I'm betting on our gals. When I talk to Schwirmer, I'm going to tell him, like, I believe in you.
All right. Well, I guess we'll keep you posted. The rise of the dude bro. Wait. We already knew the dude bro.
Yeah.
The rise of the dude bro candidate.
Oh.
I got that.
Okay.
Next.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby. He and the Red Raiders are mutually parting ways. After the whole gambling investigation, Sorsby plans to enter the NFL supplemental draft and will not play for Texas Tech this season. Chicago Bulls found their new head coach. It's former Blazer interim Tiago Splitter. Splitter was a finalist for the Blazer gig, but he decides to go to Chicago, take the Bulls gig. World Cup update today. Cape Verde pulled off one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history as they played World Cup favorite Spain to a 0-0 draw. Then later on, it was Egypt and Belgium. They played to a 1-1 draw in Seattle. And then Saudi Arabia and Uruguay, also a 1-1 draw. Christian Pulisic of Team USA was limited in training as he manages a calf injury. USA plays Australia on Friday at noon. Braves right-hander Spencer Strider shut down for at least 4 weeks because of inflammation in his right elbow. Portland Fire down by 26 in the middle of the third quarter to the Minnesota Lynx. I'm Stephen Vaughn from the Georgia Coy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Don't call your mom. Call Georgia Coy at warrenallen.com.
This texture's right. We do need, when the gobbler gobbles live on the air, we are going to need probably a turkey gobble or something to play, like some sort of sound effect.
That's true.
When you live gobble.
Yeah. I'd like to point out the spread's already down to 27. I gobbled at the precise right moment.
Peak gobble.
It was a peak gobble. And that always makes you feel good.
Whether you win or lose, at least you know.
I feel like yeah.
Yeah, it is true because when you're looking to gobble and you see a number, you're like, oh, I should grab that. Nope, I'm gonna wait, and then it's gone, and it never comes back.
There is something amazing. Like it's the moment you guys said that they were getting their ass kicked by 30. I felt this warm I know what to do.
Maybe it should be a new club bit that before we start the club every day, we look for where the gobbler can gobble.
Just some random game.
Yeah. There's got to be, it usually presents itself.
Yeah, because the site I use just has a live betting.
It's one of my favorite things. I didn't know this was my favorite thing coming to the show. This is one of my favorite things.
The points gobbler?
Yeah. Suk betting on BYU women's basketball versus Columbia.
Yeah.
That was the highlight of March.
It was a big one.
Huge game.
I'm looking around right now, and by far, of the things going on right now, there's nothing that even comes close to the 30.5 I got for the Fire in the Lynx.
Well, baseball's not as fun to gobble.
No. But right now, I guess the Aces and Wings are playing. Dude, that's 14.5. That's not fun.
That's not enough to gobble.
That's not enough to gobble. You gotta give me something tasty. And World Cup, dude, I don't even understand their live odds. That's a whole other thing.
Well, now here's one you could gobble. Iran, or is it Iran? They are losing.
Yeah, 1-0.
But they were the favorite.
So you bet on them to draw.
Yeah, you could do that, or you could gobble them now.
Yeah,
and probably get plus money on them. It's early in the game,
and then I get into this game winner draw no bet. And every time I look at the World Cup lines, it's confusing.
Then you also have to be like, oh, they're going to score 2 goals.
Yeah, now they have
a lot of goals.
That's right.
Yeah.
They have scored 2 goals.
That's a lot of goals.
Or you could bet on just the draw. Since they were the favorite, they'll probably tie it up, much like Uruguay did earlier against the Saudis.
Because you need a draw to get at least 1 point in the group stage.
But then if they score 2 goals, they win and you lose your bet.
See, I don't even. So when I'm looking here, right? So I've got the 3-way regulation bet. So I got the Iran
live.
Yeah, I got Iran plus 315.
Whoa.
The ties.
Are they down 2-0?
No, it's 1-0.
Wow. Okay.
They're at plus.
Tell you what, that's not a bad.
The
Fire down 22, by the way.
Nice.
Dude, this is so peak.
What a lock.
The tie is plus 235, and then there's a game winner draw no bet, and that's Iran plus 200.
Yeah.
And then you go down. There's one that says Asian handicap regulation.
Oh,
what the hell is that?
An Asian handy.
What? Where is an Asian handy? I don't even. Well, I do know what that is.
Oh, Tani-san.
I don't know. What is Asian handy? What is that?
Go back. Okay, go back.
Yeah.
Go back. Let's figure this out. They are plus 315.
It's now down to 310
to win.
Yes.
So that means they cannot draw. They have to win. So they have to score 2 goals. So that's that. Okay. So then what is it to draw?
Plus 235.
That's not a bad bet right there. Plus 235.
Yeah.
They score 1 goal. It's in the 28th minute right now. They were the favorite. They'll probably tie it up. Not a bad bet. Okay, then what's the next
Now,
one?
if you want Iran, and if they tie, it's a no bet.
Yeah.
It just changed. That's plus 195.
Yeah, okay.
So either they win.
they're taking the draw out of it.
They take the draw out of it.
That's also not bad.
And then, of course, they have the New Zealand line. And then there's one that just says Asian handicap. And that says minus 0.5 plus 0.5. Otani-san. I don't know what that means.
That's a half goal. So
why is it an Asian handicap? Why is
I
there
want it to be American?
And it's a 0.5 what? Which way?
Give me an American handicap.
Well, it's plus or minus.
For who?
Well, what does it say? Iran?
No, it just says Asian handicap regulation, and it says 0.5 plus 305 minus 0.5 minus 370. For who? I don't know what that means.
That could be the over-under.
That could mean anything. I have no idea what that means. I'm a Suk. This makes no sense.
I thought coming into today that I 100% understood what an Asian handy was. I no longer can say that. I'm going to have to go home and see if I can figure it out. Honey.
Can I get the Asian handicap? Oh, yeah, you want a half one or 0.5? That'll be minus 375.
This is if you use like 2 fingers and a thumb, I guess.
It's like the nub.
I'm confused.
An Asian handicap is a soccer betting format designed to eliminate or reduce the possibility of a draw by giving one team a virtual goal advantage or disadvantage before the match starts. Yeah, so it's just plus a half or minus a half.
So I give the Asian handy to Iran then, and they have an instant half goal advantage?
I would imagine they are plus a half at this point since they're down 1.
I would assume.
But maybe not.
So Iran gets the Asian handy. We've learned a lot. You can't smoke in England, but you can give the Iranians an Asian handy for plus money. A lot's happening. Woo!
How do you think they feel about being in the U.S. right now?
Are they in the U.S.? I thought they were in Mexico.
Oh, are they down there?
I don't. I'll look. I thought that the U.S. said that they weren't gonna let them come.
Take that.
Oh, for God's sakes!
Can't come over here and put what? What happened? Are they down 40?
Well, what he said could have been taken out of context.
Yeah, the Iranians they're in SoFi.
America wouldn't let them.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming like
come.
I did see
America wouldn't let them.
For God's sakes.
Maybe the Asian handicap would though.
That's true.
Asian handicap.
They'll let that. I did say the Iranians the Iranians like said a statement saying, "Hey, we're not political. We're just here to play soccer.
Yeah,
Please
we just
don't."
want a ball.
Yeah.
Shut up and dribble. Yeah.
Well, I guarantee they're not the ones that decided to bomb the country. If you're Iran,
That's
you're like,
very true.
You're like, I'm just minding my own business here. Next thing you know, someone blows up my country and I got to go. Although I would say that's weird. Imagine if you lost like 3 family members in the old Blitzkrieg there, and then a couple months later, you had to go to that country and play soccer. Like, your wife gets blown up and killed, and so did your parents. By I don't know, let's go with the Yemen, and then they're like, Rob, you got to go play in the Golf Classic. Guess where it's at? Yemen. And you're like, well, I guess I'm on my way to Yemen. You don't think that's a little weird for them?
Who do you think I am?
I'm assuming it is.
For who?
For the Iranians.
They're dead. Oh, the Iranians.
Yeah. I guarantee they know someone that was blown up. It's a little awkward.
I do the best I can and let the chips fall where they may.
There's a goal. See, Iran just scored.
Oh, I bet that. Yeah, I should have. I should have gone Asian handy when I had the chance.
So now see what it is.
Well, it's locked up right now. It takes up. Yeah. Whenever someone scores, I do love the live betting because I mean it updates.
It's fun, man.
Very quickly.
Can get very dangerous too.
Oh, 100%. Me and my buddy were watching. This was a couple years ago. We were watching some UFC fights, and it was Asians versus like Americans. It was weird because it was like some sort of race line. It was all Asians on one side and they were fighting Americans. And he was literally just betting against he was just betting against a certain group, and he just was we knew nothing about it, knew none of the fighters.
So he was betting against the Asians.
They were just getting
How racist is that?
I would crush you.
They were getting rolled.
What is that?
Yeah. That's how dangerous live betting is. Like, 3 Asians can't lose in a row, can they? Turns out they can.
Go Ducks.
Okay, so we'll take a break and we'll come back and wrap up with the rise of the Dude Bro candidate. Why is that happening? Next.
From here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did we just break? Why are we back on the air?
Well, we got to give the people more, whatever. I don't know. Something's
Everyone's sad you're leaving.
What does that even mean?
Well, you
can still play ads.
You were gone for so long that we need more ROP. We're gonna miss you while you're gone. Wait till tomorrow. When are you hosting with me?
Tomorrow.
Oh,
Brandon will be in tomorrow.
Wait till Wednesday, Thursday,
Wednesday,
where
Thursday.
I have 90 minutes to fill all by myself because we have no spots. Well, I will say I don't think we have a sales staff anymore. I swear to God.
I'm so with you.
Where
are they?
They're all gone. I saw the little general today for the first time like in 6 months, but there's no one else here. They're all gone. I walked out today at like 3:45. I went to go to the bathroom, and there was no salespeople here. I'm like, really? We're cutting out at 3:40? It's too hot.
It's too nice.
I did see a bunch of businesses. The lady went to try to get some lunch today, looking for lunch in all the wrong places. You know, all the food carts gone. They were all shut down today.
Too hot?
Too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets hot in those.
No one came to. I went to jiu-jitsu today. No one. It was all just the instructors, and I walked in. I was like, what? And we're like, where is everywhere? And everyone's like, well, because we don't have AC. So I'm guessing people were like, nope.
Where have you guys been?
Nobody.
It's hot out there, man.
So I think the sales staff, even though we have a nice, comfortable, air-conditioned building, I think the sales staff was like, nah.
Can we do that if it's like really hot? Like, I'm not doing the show today.
I can't perform in heat.
Right.
I feel fatigued. I mean, I know it's hot, but it's like...
It's not that hot.
Is it that hot?
This is damn near a 20-minute segment.
We'll kill 6 minutes bitching about the fact that it's a 20-minute segment.
That's my goal.
And we'll move on from there. Like, I don't really complain about the heat, but on Sunday, I got back from doing something, and I was going to go and get on my bike. And I got on, and I had the whole thing set up, right? And I opened the garage, and I went to take
your
it out.
Spandex were on?
Yeah, I was ready to go.
Your little helmet?
I opened, and the truth, I'd said everything, like, set up. And I'm not proud of this, because, like, normally I'm like, heat's fine. Whole thing set up, water bottle ready to go. I opened the garage, and I got to the end of the driveway, and I turned around.
You're like, I'm not doing this.
I was like, what?
Good for you.
Because like Vancouver, for whatever, like Vancouver's on a slope, and so it's like whenever I'm riding out somewhere, it's usually not that bad going there. But like I'll ride out like maybe like 15 miles, then you got 15 back. But 15, it's always uphill the other way, and I don't know why, but God hates me, so the wind is always in my face both ways. I'm not sure how that happens, but I'm always riding into a headwind both directions.
Do you really think it's God?
I think so. I think Mormon Jesus is angry at me, and so he changes the winds on me.
Oh, Tony-san.
And I'll tell you, dude, when I walked out, it was kind of windy, and the heat, it was like an oven. And it's like the first time I can remember actually bailing on something like that.
It's all about drip, man.
Where I just was like, this is stupid. And then I went inside and I watched old reruns of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And let me tell you, it's way better. And stayed in my little biking shorts. It was like 2 hours I just laid around in those to give the illusion that I may go riding later. I did not. That did not happen.
Did we hit 98 today? They said it was going to, but I don't think it did.
It was pretty hot. But I mean, it was hot last night and this morning. It never got cool.
I'm with this guy. He says, since when is 91 worth a heat advisory and closing early? Feels like we're getting soft. That is true. Like 91.
What is happening?
I don't know. Heat advisory? I mean, I know it's warm.
Well, I will say, if you're in one of those little food shacks, right?
Well,
those are metal. There's no air conditioning, and you have to turn on the grill and everything.
That's a different story. I'm talking about like a heat advisory, like 91. It never used to be that low. 91.
91 does seem a little like. I know it's hot, but
it's not that. I mean,
I guess you can die at 91. Because I don't want to say that because then someone's going to be like, some old lady died, and you're like, that's hot. Dumbass.
Well, it's hot, but
it's hot. I don't know what the heat advisory, but today was legitimately hot.
It's 91 out there right now. So says my phone.
Yeah. I think today was the last of like the red hot days though, right? I think we're down in the 70s the rest of the time.
I don't know, bro. I'm going to be in the Midwest.
I bet you it's worse in the Midwest.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be.
Well, I've seen a lot of the foreigners, like the English and whatnot that are down south, and they are not happy with the American heat.
Yeah. The humidity.
Yeah. Do you think it's hot here? Go check out what Louisiana's got going on. No thanks. I mean, New Orleans may be my favorite city.
No.
You know when it's not my favorite city? Right now.
I'm just not into it, bro.
Yeah, there's like a 4 to 5 month stretch where to me Vegas, the entire South, Arizona, those are off limits. Like what would convince me to go to Arizona right now?
Dinosaurs are awesome.
Pools, you know.
It's still 108.
Yeah, but if you're laying by a pool, it's not bad.
Yeah, someone's saying 97 in Northeast Portland right now.
97?
According to this guy. Although it's his car, so, you know. I can't trust the car.
All right, well, I think we're now to where we're supposed to be.
That seems
coming back from
that is ridiculous.
I think that we report as 97. Sources, this guy.
Hey, that's all we need of these sources.
Some guy. Guy.
Someone's asking Rob if his hat matches his thong.
Not today.
You ever seen a man thong? It's a hell of a thing.
You mean like the one Borat wore?
Yeah, I guess that would be a man thong.
I wear that sometimes.
Every now and then in the gym, I'll see some dude wearing a man thong, and I'm like, whoa.
Like just for funsies, or does it like help with performance?
That I don't know.
It's a European thing.
But it's the same thing when you see the female thong. Like, you'll every now and then you see one.
Seems very uncomfortable.
Well, I don't know.
I
don't know why you would.
What's the deal with the thong?
Well, and I would think that the thong.
Well, what's the deal with that?
Well, I would think that the female thong. I get because it's just you got to cover, but the male thong would then have to lift and support, and I wouldn't think there's enough fabric in the front to connect it. I don't see the functionality of the male thong. The female thong, I get it. I don't understand the male thong. I would think that we have two different components. But I don't know if I've ever seen a man thong in the wild, but you do see it occasionally in a workout situation. So maybe it is comfortable. I don't know.
Wouldn't know. Or would I?
And can you just I don't think they sell those at Walmart. That feels like an internet specialty.
That feels like I went out to buy this specially.
Yeah.
You got to get them at like those sex shops?
I would assume. I think it's where you buy edible panties.
Victor's Secret?
Yeah.
What?
Victor's Secret?
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
No.
I just made it up.
Victoria's Secret.
Like that.
But yeah, I think wherever you buy rum raisin edible panties, I think you also buy male thongs. Like, does anyone shop for clothing? Like, I went into the Hustler Mega Store to get a white elephant gift, and I couldn't.
Right.
Quotes. White elephant gift.
Hey, I did. I bought a restraint set for my gal's white elephant party. Mm-hmm. It was good times.
Did you trade with somebody who got that?
No one. I was a little disappointed that no one traded out. One younger couple who's now divorced, by the way, which whoops. Yeah, they're getting divorced. They got it, and no one had the guts. I still say it was way better than a lot of the other white elephant gifts, but because you can steal someone else's gift, no one stole the Hustler restraint set, even though it did come with whip and ball gag. I got the nice one. No one seemed to appreciate it.
I will say the white elephant gift exchange is awesome when you bring a gift and someone's like, I want that, and then they steal it. Like, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I said it at the time. I was disappointed in the effort. When I go to a white elephant gift, I put some thought into it. I want something that's going to elicit some sort of response.
I want the higher class dough out there.
Yeah, I need something. And look, I'm not asking you to buy like a nice gift, but put some thought into it. I had a chance to buy the basic bondage set. I did not. I bought the intermediate. Again, the ball gag needed to be there for the comedic value of it. But I brought that. I did my due diligence and roamed the Hustler Megastore. The white elephant gift I got was a dish towel that had some bad saying on it, and then
I love your peanuts, man.
Some sort of card game. Like,
yeah, that's pretty lame.
That I was like, so you didn't shop for that. You just went in your house and took two things that were in your junk drawer and you put them in a bag and said white elephant gift.
And you went out and put thought into it.
Yes.
Said, you know what? Someone might use this.
Yes. And each year I get a little worse because I keep going to the Hustler Megastore and wait till next year rolls around.
Let's say this. Let's say you have to go to your house right now.
Yeah.
And pick out something from your home for a white elephant here at the fan.
Yeah.
What are you picking out?
It's a good question because it can't be overly used, right? So you got to find something in halfway good condition.
But as Steven said, there is, you kind of do want to be,
it feels good.
You want to bring something good to a white elephant.
Yes.
You don't want to, just get rid of something that's stupid and nobody will want.
Well, which happened to me and that pissed me off. So I don't have an extra bondage set.
Because that is a bad feeling too when it's your number to pick and you pick a gift and you're like, oh, this gift sucks. Game over.
Yeah. Well, then you exchange.
But no one. Steals
nobody
gift.
wants that.
Yeah. So then you're stuck with it.
Yeah, I'm stuck with that at that point.
You know what mine would be? A cat.
I would love that.
I'll wrap that cat up.
I think that would be amazing. What was that, Christmas Vacation? There's just a cat meowing.
Yeah.
There's a cat.
What does she say? She says,
she wrapped up her damn cat.
Rob's giving away Mr. Meowsers over there.
All yours, Sprague.
Unwrap it in the kitchen. Let it out. I can't wait to see what I got.
I'm trying to think what I would give. So if I didn't care about it being, you know what? I have a lot of kind of fun knickknacks that I've accumulated over the years, like tchotchke type stuff. I have some stuff like that I think could be kind of fun. Like I have an entire set of Spaceball action figures.
Yeah, I got this giant Damian Lillard. It's not a Funko Pop, but it's type of one of those type of things. There's a really big figurine of Damian Lillard.
You'd bring that in?
Yeah, because I have like 4 of them. I stole them. I stole them from the other radio place.
I was saying, you stole them from the Blazers. No wonder you got fired.
Laid off, sir.
That's right.
By email.
No one cared about Stephen Vaughn being laid off.
By voicemail.
I also have some fun. Like when I was younger, I used to send in like autograph requests to like 80s washed up stars. This was before the rise of like Comic Cons where people actually go sign those. So I have some fun autographs. I have an Ambi Davis who is Alice, the housekeeper from the Brady Bunch. I have a signed photo by her. I have one of Erin Gray, who was the hot chick from Buck Rogers. I have that signed. So I've got some dumb crap like that I could bring in. Like the Ambi Davis one.
Someone would grab that.
If I put that in a nice picture frame And then it's just people were like, why is there an autographed photo of an old lady? Because it's not her from the Brady Bunch days. It's like a current, at the time, it's a current photo of her when she was like 85. She sent it to me. I might do that. An authentic Ann B. Davis, and maybe put a little plaque on the bottom. Ann B. Davis, as seen in Brady Bunch Alice. Something like that.
Erin Gray is 76.
She looks great, too.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She's a casting director now.
She was one of my first, like, huge crushes.
Yeah, she was hot.
I loved
that little jumpsuit she
yes. wore. And I think that's I have a signed photo, and she's in that jumpsuit with the helmet on. She's doing, like, that weird hip-out pose, and it's signed. Yeah, back in the day before nerds went to Comic-Cons and, like, paid for that, you could find them in the back of, like, magazines, or, like, you could look up addresses, like, talent agencies. You could send those in and just be like, hey, I'm a big fan. And you would get like an 8x10, and every now and then like they would like write a little note on there. And yeah, I don't know why I thought that was funny when I was like 18, but it's like in college, what else are you doing?
Well, we didn't get to the rise of the dude bro.
No, the dude bro candidate. And you didn't think we managed to kill that.
Well, I mean, I guess I could throw it in here.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody's wondering, it's like, how do we get these guys like Spencer Pratt running for, and they actually gain track. Now, he's not in. No. He got beat.
But he made a legitimate run at it.
So there was an article on that I wanted to share with you tonight.
It does.
But we've now blown through the whole.
Through it.
You got like 3 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait till you get back.
Yeah.
It is shocking to me the amount of nincompoops that are now running. Because there was one, it wasn't an article about the dude bro. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Bill Maher. And he just said... Basically, I'll summarize. I think it was one of those new rules things. He said, don't be surprised that idiots are now running and getting elected because it's a reflection of society. And whether we want to admit it or not, we are dumber than ever. And we are electing people that speak to us.
I think that... So this got into... And I will save it because it's actually pretty interesting to... Like the psychology behind it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you think about it, most... people, doesn't matter your political affiliation, most people have had it with traditional politicians and traditional politics, right?
Yeah.
So that was going to lead somewhere.
Yeah. Well, it led to Trump twice.
Right, exactly. And he blew the lid off of...
norms.
Yeah, just the assumption of what it takes to run for office traditionally.
Yeah.
That lid got absolutely obliterated.
Yep.
So then, part of the appeal then became just don't be that. Don't be a politician.
Yeah.
And people don't care about
they
the
call
traditional things
and
anymore.
now they're like, well, he's a real talker.
Exactly.
He says what I think.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of outrage, and all they do is they, to summarize, they tap into the outrage of people who are enchanted and
disenfranchised.
Franchise, yeah, that, and they do it with attention.
Mm-hmm. Say some outlandish things, get a little shocking.
And they're big on social media. They're always big on, and they do it with a vibe. They have a vibe.
Yeah.
And it's like that guy in Maine. Have you been following that guy?
Yeah.
He's got like an old swastika tattoo
on his chest.
But he's a lib.
Now
he's got some bad texts to some women, and it's like, but no one up there cares.
You would think that a Nazi symbol tattooed on your chest would be a deal breaker, but that's my point with like Trump. There are no more deal breakers anymore.
That's right.
If you got aura, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Bingo. That's the word.
Yeah, let's not talk about white people problematic tattoos because
it's not about policy or platform.
Aura.
It's about vibes and style and getting attention.
Which
is why I am now announcing my run for Portland City Council. Thank you.
I'd vote for you.
I would not. I want no part of that council.
Get me in there,
dude. Those people. That would be a fun experiment.
Those people.
Yeah.
Seeing you.
Those people.
Well, seeing you go against those people and negotiate with those people, that'd be wild.
Have fun in Kansas City. We'll see you on Monday.
That would be a great reality show.
Yes.
I'm out for a couple days, back Monday, and then we got the fan golf class. It's going to be great. You guys enjoy Lit, and you better go.
We're going.
Okay.
We're going.
All right. The show, back tomorrow, 3 to 7 on The Fan. Good night.